step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, here we are again. It's a beautiful Tuesday, the 30th of May, and once again, you've chosen to start this day the feel-good way.
It sounds like someone's alarm's going off. Is that yours?
Wait, no, it's not. It's not.
Wake up.
Somebody grab this thing and shut it up. Thank you very much. That's what happens on a live TV show.
Get out
Listen,
of bed. Get out of bed.
Speaking of live TV, I made some beautiful TV when in London. I visited the YouTube space there and got to see how content creators all around the world are making moolah off of their genius in here.
I also want to make the moolah. Why? So we can travel, because we love traveling. And today we're going to play our Guess Where in the World game, where we give you clues, we give you pictures, and you have to tell us where our mystery destination is.
Then if you thought, how could you make tandem bicycle riding cool? Okay,
How?
you call it bro biking. Bro biking, and you throw Justin Timberlake in the mix. And suddenly it becomes the coolest activity on earth. We're going to see what's trending online with that story.
And something that will be trending is our musical performance from this morning. Sheila G with us, so don't miss out on that. Is it Sheila or Shayla?
Sheila.
Shayla.
Sorry,
Sheila G.
Looking forward to that performance and a lot more when you Feel Good Breakfast show. I need to check on my phone.
The pieces.
It's alive! It's alive!
We're going to go to weather.
And that is how you start a crazy Tuesday morning. Good morning from my side as well. Let's have a great Tuesday. Let's get into your weather first and foremost. En dit lyk of meeste dele van die land lekker koel oggendtemperature kan verwag wat sal styg na matige temperature later. Ons harte weer vinnig deur. Polokwane begin op 4 grade minimum. Dit styg na 19 maksimum. Mbombela 8 grade 23. Pretoria 6 18. Johannesburg 4 grade minimum en 'n koel 17 later. Mahikeng 4 20. Klerksdorp 3 grade lekker koud en 'n warmer 20 later. Kimberley 5 21. Bloemfontein baie koud rond 'n 0 grade minimum en 'n 19 maksimum. Richards Bay 14 23. Pietermaritzburg 16 21. 6 grade vanoggend skies en 'n maksimum van 21. Durban 15 22. Mthatha begin op 6 grade minimum, dit styg na 24. East London on 16 this morning and a maximum of 26. Cradock 6 and 23. Port Elizabeth 15 25. George 13 25. Sutherland starting off on 6 degrees minimum and a maximum of 18. Cape Town 11 24. Worcester 11 27. Springbok starting off on 11 this morning, reaching a maximum of 25. And Uppington on 10 degrees minimum, also reaching a maximum of 25 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. We'll keep you updated with those temperatures throughout the course of your Feel Good Tuesday morning. I'm back just after 7 with another look at your weather.
Well, let's get your Tuesday morning started by taking a first look at your traffic. Starting off in Gauteng and Alexandra. Now you can expect some delays. That's due to an accident on the N3 southbound. Roads between Marlborough Drive and London Road have been closed, so please use an alternative route. If you're in Cape Town and Khayelitsha on the N2 highway, that's also been closed between Meway and Baden-Powell Drive. Now this is due to a large veld fire, so please allow for some extra travel time this morning. Traffic will be a little crazier than usual. We'll bring you another traffic update in half an hour's time.
Okay, let's see that killer return. No.
Well, we're heading to social media this morning, and we know that we love music here. We absolutely celebrate some of the best artists in the country, but we wanted to know from you, if you could choose to be a part of any band, which band would you be a part of? And let's see what you had to say. I'm going to kick it off with Tebelo, says Bastille. They are unique and their songs relate to everyday life. Vincent says he would be a part of soul culture. Sasha Moses says Mikasa. Let's see, Toko says, morning team, any South African gospel band will do. Tabang says, I would choose the Muffins or One Direction. Also, Tsepo says the Muffins. Let's see, let's go down a bit further. Peter Johnson says, good morning, fam. The band would have been the Beatles because I know how to sing all their songs. And then we've got one, Nechiombo also ends off with Mikasa over there. So continue to keep those comments coming. If you could be a part of any band, which band would you choose?
I'm torn. The Killers, Fall Out Boy, or Coldplay?
Yeah.
Oh,
I like your
man.
sweet spot there. Red Hot
Yeah.
Chili Peppers, undoubtedly.
I think everyone just wants to be a superstar, isn't it? And speaking of which, everyone wants to be a YouTube superstar these days, and we'll show you how. I found out when I was at the London YouTube space.
Oh, I can't wait to find out how big Casper Lee is in
Massive.
that space. Then we're going to take you around the world. It's Travel Tuesday, and we love playing our favorite guessing game. And this one, I know we often make it easy. This one is pretty tough. So get the grey matter up and running. We'll see you after the
It's
break.
Nicaragua.
Struggle with commitment? Before trying anywhere else, book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips. Book flights from 499 Rand, only on travelstart.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and thank you for tuning in and choosing us to start your day the Feel Good way.
Yes,
Again, there.
yes.
Well, it's now that time of the morning for us to see what our stars in Hollywood have been up to. Good, bad, interesting.
In
Kinda
Hollywood or
industry.
here at home?
Zanzibar, yes.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
just days after Natasha Tahani gifted her parents with a brand new car, the actress has gifted herself with something pretty amazing, as one does. She took to Instagram and she shared that she's taken herself back to school at none other other than the New York Film Academy.
Oh my word,
I
yes,
know.
girl.
Amazing. But if you think that this means that you'll see less of her, Natasha's reassured fans that she will still be on our local TV screens and will reveal more of her life in an upcoming book and other projects as well. So that's going to be
brilliant.
interesting.
You know who else is doing that? Nomza Mombata.
She writing a book?
No. She's going back to school.
Oh, in New York?
No, but she's
got a
what I'm trying to say is that like she's
going
there
back to school.
educating
Okay.
herself
I
and
thought it was
upskilling herself more than just.
I love that. Hey, I'm sorry. I thought there was so much more of a correlation. Moving along.
Wow.
Talking about projects, for a long time it seemed that managing Bonang, Mateba and Samizi of being in the place of, you know, the fact that they're not talking and they haven't been talking for a while. Well, in a new tweet, Queen Bee has fans thinking that the beef between the two of them may actually be over. So taking to Twitter, Bonang praised Tumi Morake and Samizi for how great they hosted the Samas, even calling them the highlight of the show. Now, while she did not tag Samizi in the tweet, just the fact that she mentioned him is a lot. So people are thinking, could this mean that the beef is actually over? Could they have made up? Why don't you let us know on Expresso Show, what do you think this move from Bonang about Samizi actually means? I hope that it means that they are
really real.
there
beef?
was, yeah.
So it was medium rare.
Yeah, it was medium rare. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, where that's concerned, let's quickly talk about a little trip that I took to London very recently. Because, you know, they say everyone wants to be a star these days. All you need is a camera and an internet connection. But becoming a YouTube sensation is a lot more difficult than that. But the company is making some major investment in production companies and production studios that are allowing creative content contributors to be YouTube stars. Take a look. Welcome to number 6 Pancras Road in London. Probably one of the coolest addresses in the entire city. Why? Because of this building behind me. This is the YouTube space in London and a place that allows some of the coolest creatives to come together and bring their ideas to life. And we've been invited by Google Africa to come around and learn about how they bring these ideas to life. How do they build this engaging relationship with their audiences and create that content that makes them a little bit of ching? Come on, let's log on.
As part of the YouTube for Africa workshop, content creators and media influencers were invited to tour the 20,000 square foot YouTube space facility. It's one of 9 such facilities around the globe and offers vloggers, production studios and content creators the chance to learn, share and create in this one-stop shop for the site.
That's pretty cool. Like, this is from the ground up. One day this will be on YouTube and it'll look amazing with like 1 million clicks on it. But this is where it all starts in the YouTube space. Creation.
Considering most YouTube content is filmed independently in various locations, why a dedicated production space? Easy. It's to help contributors reach their full potential.
David, we've had an absolutely fantastic time exploring the YouTube space in London and finding out exactly what it is that you're doing. But for our viewers at home, explain to them the concept behind YouTube spaces and what it is that you want to achieve with them.
The YouTube spaces are basically facilities for YouTube creators to be able to learn how to be successful on the platform. So we offer a lot of workshops for creators to learn things from content development to production and post-production, how to build their brand. We have specialists on hand to teach all these things. It's also a place to meet other creators, so we hold a lot of events. The creators can collaborate with other creators on their channels. They can meet traditional media companies, music labels, sports leagues, etc. And they can meet their fans as well. And it's also a place where we offer free resources for them to produce content. So we have studio facilities, we have equipment, lighting, and all types of really innovative technology that they can use for free.
Because it's not just for adults who make use of YouTube, the company slowly introduced the YouTube Kids app 2 years ago. As the kid-friendly app's reach has grown, it now gets a whopping 30 billion views per week and is the go-to online entertainment destination for families.
Teju, one of the exciting things that's happening at YouTube right now is the recent introduction of YouTube for Kids. Tell me about why this is the right time and the relevant time in the market to introduce this product or service.
YouTube for Kids was our response to the requests from lots of parents and caregivers to say, hey, we love YouTube. We appreciate YouTube. We appreciate the breadth of content we have on it, and we would like to share that with our kids. But there's the concern that, you know, there's content on YouTube that's not necessarily kid appropriate. And it was in response to that we said, you know what, we are going to create an app that is specifically for kids. And it's not just, taking the YouTube player and just turning off and finding only kid-friendly content, but it's actually an application that's designed specifically to be kid/family friendly. And we've included features in it that make sure that the kids have the right experience on the platform with YouTube.
The world's #1 video sharing site has also helped create entrepreneurs and young media innovators across Africa. Seeing the possibilities with a facility such as this sparks ideas for new creativity.
Tulele, it's been an incredible couple of days here at the YouTube space in London. Intense but exciting, fascinating. What has been your experience and what is your biggest takeout?
Oh wow, it has been extremely intense for me. You know, learning, everyone knows what YouTube is, but actually coming behind the scenes, seeing all the different spaces here at the space in London where people can, book in and create their own content, and meeting the key players behind the platform has given me a much better understanding of what YouTube is and what the YouTube story is in Africa specifically. So that's been really fascinating for me, definitely.
Oh, it's amazing. They've had events here that I've been to, and with those events I've been able to meet other YouTubers as well. YouTubers that I never imagined I'd be able to meet. Not just that, but the studios that they have. I've filmed several videos of mine here and in their old space as well. It's just really good. And even if I just want to come in here and sit down and edit something in their editing suites, I've been able to do that. So it's really helped me knowing that there are people here who work for YouTube that I can come to at any given time, really.
It's very helpful. It's very helpful. A lot of events I had here, and it's quite good. You get to meet a lot of other creators as well. I think there should definitely be one in Africa somewhere, or in a couple of places in Africa. So yeah, maybe Nigeria, South Africa. It would be cool, Got a rep for the people, So yeah, we should have some YouTube spaces in Africa as well. That would be great.
That dream will start to come to life when a pop-up YouTube space tours several cities on the continent in the near future and enables more people to share content created in Africa.
That's very interesting, eh? It's a whole different
It's
world.
just been lit, man, but good job, Kat. That was awesome, dude.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Right, bringing it back closer to home right now and then traveling further. Exactly, again. It is #Travel Tuesdays, that time of the week where you've, of course, guessed it. We are traveling the world with our regular guessing game this morning. So if you are a travel or geography lover, this is really one for you. So go out and show us your travel smarts by guessing where in the world this week's mystery city is, and then go ahead and share your guesses on Twitter and Facebook with the #Expresso Show. Here's a couple of clues just to help you out a little bit.
Yeah, and this really is an interesting place. So this morning we're looking for the name of a city just inland from Ireland's southwest coast. It's a university town. Its entire centre is on an island in the River Lee, and that's connected to the sea by a major harbour.
Absolutely.
The city's harbour is said to be the second largest natural harbour in the world. In fact, that's just after Sydney Harbour, of course, down under.
Okay, there we go. Well, here's another interesting one. Did you know that the Mystery City has the oldest yacht club in the world, founded in 1720?
Sure.
Okay, and then this is also very, very interesting this morning. The very first potato in Ireland was also planted here by Sir Walter Raleigh. That was near his home around 1588. The first potato.
Oh,
the things that was remembered back in the day.
Yeah, so if you have an idea or if you're busy Googling as we speak, very interesting place, and we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us on our social media platforms using that #Expresso Show, or @Expresso Show is the handle to use.
So what, did I get that? Do they have a lot of potatoes in this place?
The potato
Is it
man
potatoes?
lived there. Nope.
Lots of potatoes. Okay, well, let's see if we can figure that out. Listen, in South Africa, we know what broiking is, but do you know what bro biking is?
No.
Yeah, well, apparently it's a video that's gone viral somewhere on the net. It involves Justin Timberlake. I don't know. We'll check it out after the break.
Speaking of music, we have Sheila G with us in studio. She's going to present some songs that she's written and produced alongside some powerful people in the music industry. So don't miss out. We'll see you after the break.
Get a taste of the smooth life and you could win big when you buy Tropica. Follow the entry details on your Tropica bottle and stand a chance to win daily airtime prizes, a weekly giveaway of an experience with the Tropica Island of Treasure contestants, awesome Sunglass Hut vouchers, highly fashionable Daniel Klein watches, and more. You could also win the grand prize of a brand new Kia Sportage. Find the T's and C's on tropica.co.za. There's nothing smoother than winning with Tropica. Don't forget to watch Tropica Island of Treasure Seychelles every Monday at 7:30 on SABC3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Welcome back. You're tuned into a feel-good breakfast show. This is Expresso only on SABC3. Baie lekker om so vroeg op jou Dinsdagoggend saam met jou te kan kuier. Right now, though, it is time to check out some of the very interesting, funny, and random things that we stumbled across on social media this morning. What do you have, guys?
Well, I think this next one's going to be a hit. So this Kickstarter campaign has caught everyone's attention. Have you ever been frustrated at your beach towel blowing away in the wind? There's sand everywhere. Well, how do you feel about this? It's a pop-up, no-fuss beach towel and picnic mat that comes pretty handy, and I must say it looks pretty cool. So that's all it is.
So wait,
you just lie there. It's never going to blow away because you just you know, it's
Put
like,
sand on it.
Yeah.
Is it weighted? I'm assuming it's weighted around the ring, like
I
around
would
the...
think so.
Is it a towel
yeah.
as well, you
It's
said?
made of toweling material, yeah.
So you can just roll around on it and dry yourself?
And then you just fold it up.
And if you're so inclined, you can
take it
play
with you.
frisbee. It's just like a big game of frisbee.
It's a huge frisbee.
Or it can just protect you from the rain.
Either way, it's very
Very
handy.
clever, very, very
well,
clever.
listen, we know that those who've been lucky enough to see the Northern Lights know what a beautiful natural phenomena it is. Now, this weekend, photos of auroras were all over social media, and it stretched further south than usual, and a time-lapse video of the Southern Lights or the Aurora Australis over Queensland and New Zealand showed these magnificent colours dancing through the sky.
That is beautiful.
Like something out of a sci-fi movie.
That is definitely on my bucket list, eh?
Oh, that really is cool. And this final one, if you're up for a little biking over the weekend and you're getting bored with your normal routine, maybe you want to try bro biking. Get on the tandem bike and do it with Justin Timberlake. In fact, he was spotted with one of his besties, Jimmy Fallon, doing just that, and it looked like they were having a whale of a time.
Biking through the Hamptons. So beautiful. What? Bro biking! Bro biking!
I wonder if they actually went anywhere.
I think they just went up and down.
Then they got back in their cars. They're two supercars on drive.
Oh, man. But I mean, definitely two of the most talented guys around, eh?
Very much so.
Bro biking. Well, that's it from us. Your What's Trending, rather interesting stories. So let us know if you came across anything rather interesting, funny or weird or even random. You can comment on our Facebook pages with the hashtag Expresso Show. Right now, let's get some music in your Feel Good Tuesday.
So this morning in our studio, we're joined by Tanzania-born Sheila G, a multicultural and linguistic artist with a passion for music and singing. Now, she recently teamed up with Cy Hilbert, who also worked with Ed Sheeran and One Direction to produce the song that she's about to perform for us now. Here's Sheila G with Skin on Skin.
Take it back to the start. When your touch was so electric, feel the heat of your kiss. Bodies so connected. We are one, we are strong. How did we get so hectic? Oh, I just wanna feel your love again. Do you wanna dance when you hear the music playing? Leave the past behind, keep the fire blazing. Red lights up the sky. Baby, you're amazing. Baby, you're amazing. Amazing. Wanna feel the skin on skin. Love me every day. Wanna feel the skin on skin. The sweetest kind of play. Skin on skin. Hold me close again. Hold me close again. Back and forth, here we go. On and on, we're changing. Keep it real, that's the deal. We're giving and we're taking. Love is young, love is fun. You know it's never ending. Let's light it up again. Woo! Do you wanna dance when you hear the music playing? Leave the past behind, keep the fire blazing. Red lights up the sky. Baby, you're amazing. Baby, you're amazing. Amazing. Wanna feel the skin on skin. Love me every day. Wanna feel the skin on skin. The sweetest kind of play. Skin on skin. Hold me close again. Hold me close again.
G on your
Thank
Feel
you.
Good Breakfast Show,
Thank you,
Skin
Kat.
on Skin, a song that was produced by Cy Hilbert, quite a well-known producer who's worked with some big names out there. Before we talk about the song, I want to just first find out about your journey, having left for the UK at a very young age, starting to enter singing and dancing competitions. Tell me about your journey to where you are right now.
You know what, I'd say that my journey has a lot of chapters in it. Do I need this mic?
No, you don't, not at all. You can just be you.
Right, there's a lot of chapters to my journey. I've travelled a lot. Obviously, I spent a lot of my childhood in Tanzania, so I feel like being here in South Africa, I'm really back at home, you know, it's amazing. There were a lot of chapters, you know, I entered most of the competitions I entered were when I was back in London.
Yeah.
And things just kind of went on a roll. You know how it is, it's like the domino effect. I did an audition when I was like 16 and it just went on a roll from there, really.
And then your collaboration with Cy, like I said, who's worked with huge names, how did that come about to produce Skin on Skin?
You know what, again, through the domino effect, Cy was actually working with me on the back of my last record, which was produced by Roger Sanchez, and it got to #1 in the dance billboards, which was amazing. It was quite unexpected, and that was last year in May. So Cy and I started working together from that point, and we thought, you know what, let's create something a bit more commercial. And I'm really inspired by soca as well, so I wanted to create something a little bit more kind of, you know, soca-ish.
Thank you very much. And there you have it. There'll be lots more from Sheila G coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. In the meantime, do link up with us on our Facebook page and let us know what you thought of that performance. It was amazing.
Oh, well, thank you for that, Kat. Remember more from Sheila G in a little bit on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Well, it's now that time of the morning for us to catch up with the morning headlines.
Thank you so much, Zoe. In the national news this morning, South African motorists can expect some relief at the pumps next month as the price of petrol is expected to drop. According to the Automobile Association, petrol will drop by up to 26 cents a litre, with a 20-cent drop for both diesel and illuminating paraffin. The price drop can be attributed to the rand advancing against the US dollar during most of May, with further support from retreating international petroleum prices. The Western Cape's average dam levels have dropped to 18% just days after the provincial government declared the province a drought disaster. Voelvlei Dam is at 14.7%, the Waterskloof Dam is at 13.4%, and the Clan William Dam is only at 6% full, with water levels compared to the average dam levels of 30% at this time in 2016. The rapidly depleting water levels could see the province implement further water restrictions this week. Consumers are urged to only use water for essential cooking and washing. Now moving further abroad, the Democratic Republic of Congo has approved using an experimental Ebola vaccine to combat an outbreak of the virus in the northeast. On May the 12th, DRC declared an outbreak of the highly contagious disease, the 8th to date in a sprawling country 5 times the size of France. While there is no licensed vaccine for the Ebola virus, the World Health Organization said this month that a promising candidate vaccine exists. And then finally, the death toll from floods and landslides in Sri Lanka has risen to 169, with over 500,000 people displaced. Bangladesh is now braced for Cyclone Mora to make a landfall early this morning as the storm continues its destructive path across the Bay of Bengal. The country's ports were warned to expect sea surges of up to 2 meters, with neighboring India's northeastern states also on alert for heavy rains. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get a look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
We start our global sports wrap on a positive note for South Africa as the Proteas marked Amy de Villiers' 100th match as captain with a 7-wicket victory over England. That was in their 3rd and final ODI series, of the ODI series yesterday. The game saw Hashim Amla become the quickest player to reach 7,000 runs, as well as he hit his 55, which helped South Africa chase down the rather paltry total of 154 required for victory. This gives the Proteas some positive momentum as they turn their attention now to the ICC Champions Trophy. Our first encounter, a tough one against old foe Sri Lanka on Saturday. Then bringing it back home, the Blue Bulls Super Rugby season suffered yet another major blow yesterday as it was announced that captain Hanro Liebenberg has been ruled out for the rest of this year's campaign. Now, Liebenberg will face 6 weeks on the sidelines due to an ankle injury he picked up during his team's 34-20 defeat at the hands of the Hurricanes. And that Pretoria-based side have struggled for form this season, which has seen them pick up just 3 victories in their 12 matches and, of course, replace their head coach. Then moving back to the UK, Huddersfield Town have been promoted to the English Premier League. That was last night after beating Reading in the Championship playoff final. The game needed penalties after the 90 minutes and regular time ended goalless and saw Huddersfield come out on top with a 4-3 victory. So Huddersfield, they bagged the winner's cheque of £290 million, and they're going to need it as they join Newcastle United and Brighton in the Premier League next season. Then finally, day 2 of Roland Garros wrapped up last night, and it saw no major surprise exits in the men's draw. Rafa Nadal continuing his quest for a 10th French Open title as he brushed aside Frenchman Benoit Poirier in straight sets to move to the second round. Elsewhere on the day, Novak Djokovic beat Marcel Granollers, while in the ladies' draw there were round 1 victories for Caroline Wozniacki, Sam Stosur and Sara Errani. That's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, let's take another look at your traffic, starting off in Gauteng and Midrand. On the N1 southbound, there's a stationary vehicle. It's before the Allendale Road exit, so you can please take a look out for that. And if you're in Cape Town and Athlone, there's been an accident on the N2 inbound. It's in the center lane before Bunga Avenue exit, so you can expect some delays in that area. That's where we leave your traffic for now on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Dis so 5 minute na 7, kom ons kyk vinnig na jou weer op jou goed voel ontbytprogram vir jou Dinsdagoggend, en dit lyk of meeste dele van die land lekker koel oggendtemperature kan verwag wat sal styg na matige temperature later vandag. Polokwane begin op 4 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 19, Mbombela 8-23, Pretoria 6-18, Johannesburg op 4 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 17, Mahikeng 4-20, Klerksdorp 3 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 20, Kimberley 5-21, Bloemfontein koud vanoggend 0 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 19, Richards Bay 14-23, Pietermaritzburg 6-21, Durban op 15, dit styg na 22 grade maksimum, Mthatha 6-24, East London on 16 and a maximum of a warm 26, Cradock 6-23, Port Elizabeth 15-25, George on 13, minimum this morning reaching a maximum of 25 degrees, Sutherland 6-18, Cape Town 11-24, Worcester 11-27, Springbok 11-25, and Uppington kicking off on 10 degrees minimum this morning and a mild 25 degrees later. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'm back in an hour's time just after 8 o'clock with a final look at your temperatures.
Book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips.
Well, of course, it's time for us to check out what's happening on social media. I found this hashtag Travel Tuesday is what everyone's talking about. Alice in Wonderlust says hashtag travel is all about taking fun photos with your friends. What are some of your favorite travel moments? Let's see what people are saying. Anita says, Yerevan, you always look so majestic with pretty buildings crafted from tough stone. This is, of course, in Armenia, looking absolutely amazing. Violet shows us some of Stockholm's 6 museums worth visiting, so you can go and check that out there. And then Tiger Tour says magnificent view of Hai Van Pass in Hue City. This, of course, is in Vietnam. So many amazing pictures that people are sharing of their travel journeys. So why don't you go and check them out? Maybe you can add some more of your own pictures for hashtag Travel Tuesday.
All right, Gemakai, Masibuege, Kwembre, careful. We'll be talking about the latest in technology, and it seems that Samsung has found the cure to the cracked screen on your phone. Oh my word.
So many people have been waiting for that cure.
Yes!
Finally, that you can remove that cracked screen app from your phone. Then talking about unbelievable technology, I'm going to get into one of the coolest games at the moment. I think one of the biggest releases of the year, Farpoint, and it is completely VR. And I'm a little bit nervous, actually. It looks so cool. Stick around. We'll see you now.
Let's go to the island, stand together, you and me.
The new Tropica Island of Treasure theme tune is bringing sunshine into the lives of children in need.
We can win this million. We're gonna find treasure by the smooth.
Yeah. When you download the full song on iTunes or Google Play, proceeds from the sale of the song will be donated to CHOC Childhood Cancer Foundation, who support children with cancer and their families. Get the tune today and help make tomorrow a little brighter for brave boys and girls with Tropica Island of Treasure Seychelles. SMS CHOC to 33728 to receive the link to download to your phone. SMSs cost R1.50 and T's and C's are on tropica.co.za. Download and support these beautiful children.
So in case the get-up gave it away, it's time to get...
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is your Feel Good Breakfast show indeed. And just before the break, we said that we'll tell you about the latest in technology, innovations that will blow your mind. Now, Samsung has always managed to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to smartphone innovation. But now they've literally reinvented the curve itself. Because if you think about it, the downfall of most smart devices is the lifespan of that crystal display. Because once your phone smashes, that just destroys the entire experience. But now you can say goodbye to the days of your cracked, distorted field of view and say hello to a stretchable touchscreen display, because Samsung has now pioneered the world's first stretchable display, and they've made history in making this display that curves, that folds, that flexes and stretches the display to be quite a game changer. This OLED screen is based on a low-temperature polycrystalline silicone that allows it to stretch for up to 12 millimeters. That's quite some range if you think about it.
That's amazing. Well, stretchable screens can be useful in a number of ways, most obviously clothing. With wearables becoming more mainstream, interactive, stretchable touchscreen displays would be a nice addition to something like a smart running jacket that could show your heart rate and even distance traveled. Now, at the moment, the screen is only a prototype, but Samsung is confident that it will be integrated into their new foldable phone range either later this year or even next year, which is not too far away. So how far can your phone screen stretch? Probably not that far. You can let us know via social media. And of course, as always, for the latest in tech news, stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show.
So in case the get-up gave it away, it's time to get lost in a world of immersion with Gareth Woods, our gaming guru. And this week, we have PlayStation's brand new VR title in our hands. Today, we are going to play Farpoint.
Yeah.
I can almost hear you through the headphones. I'm getting like awesome ambient sound here. Farpoint, first of all, what's the game about? Set the scene.
Okay,
first.
without obviously ruining too much in terms of spoilers, you're the scientist on this expedition with your crew, and all of a sudden this weird anomaly happens in space, and you get sucked in, and next thing you know, they're missing somewhere on this planet, and so are you, and all you have is the weapons you can find, and you basically got to go find out what's happened, and you landed on this alien planet with these bugs going on who were trying to kill you. And
as they would, dude. So how does this incorporate VR technology? Because this is something new,
Yeah,
man.
so that's brand new. So you played VR last time, and it was very much still using the normal controller. So while you could look around and all that, you were still controlling it very kind of manually, as it were, you know? Whereas now I mean, you got a couple of minutes to play beforehand, and we'll show you a little bit later. But it's all the aim. It's all coming from that kind of the new gun
and you
peripheral.
get in it, dude. My brain is like recalibrating as we speak. I can't wait to get back into this virtual realm. What does this mean for VR technology? Where are we headed with this now, dude?
I think what's happening is, I mean, I said it before, is VR has been the solution in search of a problem for a long time.
Yeah.
So VR's been around for 20, 25 years, but the graphics weren't around, the technology wasn't around to really make it that immersive. And so now you've got this VR concept that's slowly been perfected. Now you've finally got the computing power to be able to do the graphics. I mean, you look around this world, how realistic is the sound, the 3D sound, the animation. It's becoming more and more real. And now with the new controllers, it's taking you further and further away from this feeling that I'm playing a video game into I'm experiencing this new world.
This entire world, and I love the weight of it and everything. It really does feel like a shooter. It's brilliant. So, dude, I'm going to get into this crazy Farpoint realm.
And let us know what's going on, what you're experiencing, because obviously we can see what you're seeing, but we can't hear or feel what you're feeling. So yeah, let us know.
All right.
Cool, we're strapped in, we're on
Locked
this alien
and
planet.
loaded.
Cool, so we're moving around this alien planet, searching for our lost crew, and there's a bug.
Where are you? Come here, my little friend. Wow, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, look up, look around.
This is insane.
We see all this, it's amazing.
You're going to try and make me fall off the precipice here. The graphic quality is amazing through the VR headset. I mean, I'm wanting to like brush these little bits of dust away from our eyes as I'm walking.
And
that is truly phenomenal. The sound is atmospheric, rather ominous.
Oh, you heard that coming, you see?
That's amazing. Oh, I got acid in the face. Oh, where are you? Where are you?
Under relentless attack. Oh, he's down.
Oh, dude, that is absolutely amazing. Whew, you
look
can
like
check
you're
how
working
much
out a bit of sweat.
I'm sweating there, dude. That is amazing. Why? Because it engages every single one
so
of
real.
your senses. And it feels like I've been out for like hours. Where have I been, man? Where have I been?
I blacked out for a second.
The gameplay is absolutely amazing. The storyline, I would imagine, really does take you into that place. But for me, this feels like VR. You know, like we've experienced kind of the AV elements before. We've seen it before. We've seen movies like that, and it's great.
You get to ride along on a raft or something, but now this is a proper immersive experience.
This really, really is, and already it feels like it's melded to my hand, man. I would imagine this is going to take gaming to another level.
Yeah.
Who's this for? Is it for kids? Is it for adults? Who's it?
Obviously, as a shooter, I mean, some people might say it's maybe a little bit more of an adult game, although obviously there's no like violence against
kids' reflexes would really, really help with this. Yeah.
I think. Specifically, the immersion factor is obviously for people looking to escape for a while. It's not a multiplayer game, single-player only experience. But really, if you want to see what it feels like to go to an alien planet without, obviously, the years of astronaut training or the cost of getting onto a flight that long, this is your best chance.
Which is also fast becoming a reality, Gareth. This is awesome, dude. I would imagine you are having hours.
Yeah, I'm itching to get back home and try.
Yeah, dude, sorry, he keeps looking down at the controller like, give it back. Oh, man, well, this is something that's going to be, as I said, a game changer for you. If you're into VR, this takes it to an entirely different level. Awesome, dude.
Cool. Thank you, Graham and Gareth. That looks incredible. Now, here's something for you at home. One lucky Expresso fan can stand the chance to win Farpoint for PS4 Plus, the new VR aim controller. It's a great prize. So simply go to our Facebook page and comment on the competition post telling us if you were stuck on an alien world, what 3 items would you bring along with you and why? As easy as that. Now, the competition will close at 5 p.m. this afternoon. T's and C's apply, and you can go look at them on our website, expressoshow.com.
Alright, when we come back, we find out how to stay healthy stay fit in a very healthy way, just like the Sharks do it out there on the field.
And then, of course, JP Sebastian is in the house, our resident movie cop. And this morning we're talking about a movie called Their Finest, starring one of my favorite actors, Bill Nye. All that and more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Kickstart your wellness journey with Expresso, as Biogen is giving away an exciting wellness hamper every week, filled with products that will help you to live a holistically healthy life. To win, SMS the word Biogen to 33728. Plus, every time you enter, you'll receive a free entry into the grand prize draw, where one viewer will stand a chance to win Discount shopping vouchers for a year worth 12,000 Rand. Be your best with Biogen.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back and thank you for tuning in to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, with the Feel Good Breakfast Show, we love to touch on everything. You know, for example, for amateur athletes, diet plays a huge role in achieving their goals.
We're talking about ourselves there. But when, of course, it comes to sport and it's your job, then what you eat is critical to how you perform in competition. Professional athletes truly understand the value of good nutrition and supplementation. I mean, just ask the Sharks.
Biogen, for the results you want.
When it comes to health and high performance, pro athletes like the Sharks rugby team need to have the best nutrition to be their best on the field.
Tanya, you've been the leading dietitian to the Sharks for the past 7 years. Give us some of the challenges that you face when it comes to optimizing and maximizing each player's performance with regards to nutrition.
So a lot of players have different lifestyles. Some of them don't eat breakfast, some of them have very light dinners because some of them are married, some of them are single bachelors. So no Sharks diet is exactly the same. So what I have to do is try and construct a plan that fits each of their lifestyle. And the most important challenge is then fitting in the correct nutrition, especially around training, but also within a 24-hour period to get all their macronutrients, which is the protein, the carbohydrates, and your healthy fats, to ensure that they have enough nutrition to repair muscles for recovery and good performance.
He may be known as the Beast, but Tendayam Tawarira enjoys his healthy food.
I don't eat that much in the morning, so I just have a bowl of cereal. It's oats with honey and some milk. And the night before, my wife packs a lunchbox for me. It's usually a big salad, lots of chicken. It's nice and healthy. Probably have a protein shake after training. That's already prepared for us in the changing rooms. And then after that, I go home and have some dinner. And dinner is usually quite big. It's probably some pap and, and maybe a steak and veggies.
So there's no such thing then as the Sharks eating plan?
There's at least 30 to 50 different eating plans for each unique individual, and also within those eating plans, some of the players will change their diets according to if they're injured. Sometimes their body fat goes up, and then even someone like Pat Lambie, whose body fat tends to drop a little bit low, that puts him at risk of injury. Then we try to increase his body fat by giving him healthy fats.
Do different players' positions determine the type of eating plan that they need? For instance, like a backline player would be very different to a frontline player.
Yes, absolutely, Lisa. So a backline player needs to be a lot leaner, they need to be a lot faster, and also their energy requirements are a lot higher because on the field they would obviously do a lot more running and a lot of sprinting. When you're looking at your forwards, a lot of your forward players do tend to be a little bit chunky by nature, so often we have to put them on a lower carb diet where we can actually sort of control their weight.
To maintain weight, Philip van der Walt follows a prescribed lower carb eating plan.
So my daily diet would consist of, in the mornings I would have the shake with some oats. After training, we always take a shake to try and regain what we just put out in the field. For lunch, we have a lot of protein and some veg. Because I'm trying to maintain, I don't have too many carbs. And then after training, I just have a snack. Those snacks can normally vary from nuts or biltong.
My dinner, some veggies, some proteins, some chicken fillets or fish, heck, My light snacks would consist of a bit of biltong, some nuts, food that I get energy and carbs out of them, yeah.
I imagine that supplementation would play a huge role in a Sharks player's diet.
It definitely does. The Sharks use biogen supplements, and we have a strong stance on using biogen. It's very strictly controlled. We have a kitchen with dispensers with the biogen supplements in. All the supplements are kept behind locked cupboards. We use closed protein shakers only. And the reason why drinking your nutrition is so important is because after you do a heavy training session, it's a lot easier to get your nutrition in via liquid than sitting down and eating a whole meal. Biogen also has the stamp of informed choice or informed sport, and this obviously we adhere to strictly.
Nutrition and supplement guidance is critical for young players like Cohen Bosch.
Biogen plays a big role for me. It plays a big role in recovery. There's a lot of strain on our bodies in the gym and on the field, and I think that's where Biogen plays a big role, getting those shakes in and getting the proteins in and getting your body to recover quicker.
The recovery is a huge part of what we do. Obviously, you want to be able to train every single day. You need to recover properly after each session in order to do that. So, that involves stretching, ice baths, some swimming, recovery rubs, and obviously your nutrition is hugely important there. So I like to train hard, recover properly, and make sure I'm fresh and ready to go on a Saturday.
A lean machine like a rugby player needs proper fuel. These sports stars achieve peak performance thanks to a great eating plan and nutritional support from Biogen.
Yeah, talk about training goals. Well, I want the soldiers in the Red Army to listen up. It's a brand new week, and that means we've got a brand new Biogen hamper up for grabs. So this week you stand a chance of winning the Biogen Core Muscle Hamper. I've been on them. They are awesome. This hamper is valued at 2,800 Rand, and that's going to get you a lot. It offers a selection of tested, tasty, and trusted protein powders, brilliant supplements to best support muscle building goals along the way. And you know what to do by now, or at least hopefully you do. You just got to SMS the keyword Biogen to 33728.
And remember, every time you enter, you stand a chance to be entered into that big grand prize where you will be rewarded with 12,000 Rand in Dis-Chem vouchers. Now, so make sure that you enter as many times as possible to ensure your chances of winning. And remember, all you have to do is SMS the keyword Biogen to 33728. SMSs are cost at R1.50. No free SMSs apply, but T's and C's can be found on our website. That is expressoshow.com.
And we want to see your progress as well. So use that hashtag Red Army. Post some pics and videos of your training. Inspire us along the way.
Now, to inspire you along the way to this weekend, this Friday, Gemma Arterton, Sam Claflin and Bill Nye star in Their Finest, a film about, the power to transform hearts and minds and rewrite history. The leading lady is torn between her ambitions, her sense of duty to country, and the hard questions of right and wrong they raise, all at the height of World War II London's Blitz. Let's take a look at Their Finest.
Find the best entertainment at new Metro cinemas. It's your scene.
So sorry. Monstrous of us to have kept you waiting. Welcome to the Ministry of Information Film Division. Roger Swain, you must be Miss Cole.
Mrs.
Ah, splendid. Please take a seat. Husband in the forces.
He volunteers as an air raid warden, but he wasn't fit for conscription. He fought in the war in Spain.
Splendid. That's splendid. Now, about the job. We need to cultivate a more convincing female angle in our output. Mr. Buckley here has been appointed to the department as a special advisor.
Not special enough to get paid, obviously.
He seems to think you're what we need.
I said might be. She can't be worse than those chaps you've got. Did you write this?
Mm-hmm.
It was wrapped around my chips.
I was the secretary at the copywriting department, but all the copywriters got called up.
So beefy. It ain't beef, but it ain't bad. Because sometimes you just have to make do with what you've got.
Ah, splendid. Ministry wages start at 3 and 10. And obviously we can't pay you as much as the chaps, so shall we say £2 a week?
Thank you.
Oh, wow. How unrecognizable is Sam Claflin in this role?
Mm-hmm.
Hey?
Mm.
Oh, wow. Okay, welcome, JP Sebastian.
Hello.
First and foremost, Their Finest.
Thank you, Graham.
Oh, hello. Oh, breaking hearts on the scene. What is this movie about?
So Their Finest is a bunch of different things, but at its core, it's a romance in which you wouldn't be able to tell from that scene necessarily, because it was so stoic and whatever. And like I said, Sam Claflin looks all uptight, I suppose, and different in this thing. But set in World War II, it's sort of a sisters are doing it for themselves kind of story. Lady finds her way into the Ministry of Information as a writer of propaganda movies to try and boost the morale of British troops, and also eventually in the movie invite the United States into fighting the Germans in Europe. But she's got this sort of uphill battle against men, not necessarily directly, just in sort of small infractions like you see there. She just has to accept that she's going to get paid less, and she's got this prickly co-writer who she's going to have to work with all the way through, Sam Claflin, who inevitably is also the romantic interest.
Oh, interesting. Okay, now talking about a romantic interest, the last time I saw Sam Claflin was in Me Before You, which I would actually say, watch the book before you watch the movie. No, read the book before you watch the movie. What is the chemistry like between these two? Because it's been lacking in previous movies.
I think you were already refreshed by seeing him doing something totally different, at least from a glance there. What is nice about this relationship that they have going in Their Finest is it's not sort of like overtly that there's this interest between the two of them. They sort of have an alliance. There's an agreement about their capabilities and what they do when they produce these movies. And so rather than just being immediately schmaltzy and them clicking and stuff like that, it's great that there seems like this organic friendship with tension, with arguments, with all the accompanying things that make a friendship normal, and eventually it sort of clicks for them.
Yeah, what are people going to enjoy most about this film?
It's varied. So as well as it being romantic, it's a drama. It's got really moving scenes, actually,
Really
like
nice.
stuff that possibly is tear-jerking kind of stuff. And then there's some chuckles too. You love Bill Nye.
I do. He's so cool.
Wow, she lit up there. You'd like to see a romance with him, wouldn't you? And
no.
Shame. So yeah, he brings a lot of this sort of chuckles to it. But fortunately, he's not just treated like an instrument. He's the funny sort of the comedic relief kind of thing in it. He actually has an important part to play in the story as well.
Very cool. How many popcorns does JP Sebastian give their finest?
It's not run-of-the-mill romance. It's not sort of throwaway drive-through romance. Quite intelligent, very well thought out in a lot of scenes. Maybe a bit too long, but 7.5 out of 10.
7.5 out of 10. Wow.
Good
for a
for
Tuesday,
romance.
that's very nice. Well done. Must be having a good week. Let's see what happens on Thursday. Thanks so much, JP. Very, very cool. I'm going to check out their finest. Now, if you missed out on our last movie ticket giveaway, not to worry, because we have more Expresso New Metro movie club tickets up for grabs. Now, this time, we're giving away double tickets to watch, wait for it, Wonder Woman at New Metro's Extreme Cinemas nationwide. Now, she may be known as Princess Diana in her homeland, but to the rest of the world, this butt-kicking superhero is known as Wonder Woman. You can experience this highly anticipated new female superhero blockbuster in New Metro's technologically advanced Extreme Cinemas, including Dolby Atmos and Oro 3D sound on some of South Africa's largest cinema screens. You can go to either Canal Walk, Ballito Junction, which is in KZN, Clearwater in Johannesburg, or the Glen, also in Johannesburg, and Menlyn Park in Pretoria. You get to watch the Princess Warrior in all of her strength and glory by simply SMSing the keyword Diana, your name and city, to 40675. That's 40675, and you could be a winner. Remember, you need to add the city that you live in and, of course, where you're able to watch the screening. Don't miss out on seeing Wonder Woman fight a war to end all wars and, in the process, discover her full powers and true destiny. Will she succeed? Well, you have to enter to stand a chance to win. Of course, you could be finding out.
Best entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
So we're going to take a very quick ad break, then still plenty coming your way.
That's right. Well, we're going to take a look behind the scenes of the intricacies for getting ready for the role of a transgender woman. I'm talking about Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. We'll get a behind-the-scenes look at their makeup process.
And that's it. Can I just tempt your taste buds for a second here on the Expresso menu this morning? We love macaroons, we love it. But this morning, a true classic, Rooibos macaroons, and sandwiched between them, milk tart ice cream. Guys,
wow,
come on.
That's a truly South
Come
African
on.
macaroon.
After the break.
Looking pretty slender there, athlete.
No, guys, that is slender.
Yeah, buddy!
Well, we burnt our calories on the swim. How do you do it, Zoe?
Introducing Tropica Slender in a tall, slim bottle with no added sugar, less calories, and available in 4 twist flavors.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and thank you for tuning in. It's now that time of the morning for us to catch up with our international stars.
You know what, when I saw this, the first thing I said was, well, what do we have here? Now, after months of speculation, it seems we finally have proof that Amber Heard and Elon Musk are dating. The duo was spotted out on a romantic date that saw Elon be quite the gentleman as he borrowed Amber his jacket to stay warm. Now, they've denied being a couple, but the jacket gesture and the gleaming, glowing smiles, I think, says it all. I guess we'll have to wait until it's red carpet ready, but I don't know. I just want to say, be careful.
She's like a little snake.
I'm sorry. I get very nervous around this one, especially this one. Very, very nervous. Anyways, somebody that's not nervous at all because she might be off the market, Rihanna, is one of the hottest and most eligible stars on the planet. But a new photo has people thinking that she may be off the market. Why do you ask? Are you guys asking why?
Why might she be off the market?
Okay, cool. The photo that we're about to show you shows a heavier Riri than we're used to seeing, and her fans are thinking that Riri has a bun in the oven. The singer has also been spotted wearing quite baggy clothes lately, adding more fuel to the fire. So do you think that she maybe has just, picked up a couple of pounds, it's more curvy, which I don't mind, I love a curvy girl, or is she trying to disguise what might be a preggy belly? I don't know, because then we have to ask ourselves, who the baby daddy? And that's another question, but...
I think we're going on the wrong tangent. Yes, she's been wearing very baggy clothes, but I think that's her style she's portraying. Just because she's wearing baggy clothes, or perhaps picked up some weight, does not give you to say someone's pregnant.
But the jelly shoes also are like, are we going from like the high heels to like the comfort kind of thing? And combine that with the baggy clothing, hey, banners in the oven.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
We'll have to wait and see. It would be interesting, though, if it was.
Girls
very
allowed
interesting.
to pick up a little.
Oh,
just saying.
Nothing
there's a bun in the oven.
Do it, girls. All right. Listen, if you are a theatre lover, then you'll be excited to know that one of the most exciting and vibrant shows to ever hit South African stages is now on in Johannesburg. It's playing until the 18th of June. It is Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. And we got a chance to catch up with the cast to find out how they mastered the drag queen personas, their bold costumes, and also the craft of makeup.
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert is a colourful musical production based on the Oscar-winning movie. It tells the story of 3 drag artists on an adventure in the Australian outback and features a homegrown cast.
We had rehearsals for about 4 weeks. We loved every second of the rehearsal process. From the heels to trying on the costumes to having a makeup tutorial with drag queens from Gate 69. We can't do it without the crew or the cast because they're all such an integral part to the show that it's one big, amazing, happy family. People like David Dennis, who's been doing this for his entire life, and you just learn so much about the craft and about the people behind the characters of Priscilla. When I walk out on that stage and I see an audience and I just take it in, I'm there on that stage as I play young Bernadette, when I open that cape and they just give me a cheer, it's what I live for. It's the best feeling in the world.
The characters are drag artists, so full drag makeup is required for the show and makes for a stunning transformation.
The drag is the main solid foundation of the show. You want it to be grand, you want it to be great, you want it to be fabulous with the type of drag that we do and the costumes and everything else. When I had to learn about drag makeup, it was quite a process because everything's bigger and wider and more color. And the costumes, I have about 12 or 13 costume changes in the show. The costumes are so outrageous and big that you just can't help but enjoy it. I love every second of it.
Veteran South African actor David Dennis adds to this impressive experience across television and theatre by bringing depth and talent to the lead role of Bernadette.
I'm the person before Bernadette takes over, and I've just popped out of the shower and I'm about to go into my prep, which includes quite an elaborate sort of makeup job. She's got to look classy. That's what the Australian director said. Got to be style, that sort of 1940s glamour girl look. And I think it's a character full of heart, full of humor, and a lot of pathos. I love the relationships that she has with the other characters. And moreover, I think the biggest challenge was to really create, with very great respect and dignity, a woman, not an impersonation of a woman.
A key principle of drag makeup is that the artist successfully creates feminine features using contouring, highlighting, and of course, color.
For Bernadette, the makeup has got to be really classic, so it's got to be real makeup. It can't be overdone. I prefer doing the makeup myself because you kind of get to know your face. Try and get rid of the eyebrow, the 5 o'clock shadow, get rid of the shaving, the masculine hair. Do I start to look different yet? It's called a fixing powder. Not quite sure what it fixes, but there it is. Shape the lips a little bit. There's still a wig to go on, lots of coloring of the face. Then I can now put in the fake eyebrow. How about some lips? Shall we try and do some lashes? That's the half-hour call they're calling, so pretty soon we're going to have a stampede of people coming through to put on the wigs.
Perfect.
And it's a story that if you take away all the glitter and the glam and you get to the essence of the story, what I've found through the experience of this is that the audience start to look beyond the specifics of any community or gender identity or sexual identity and really get to the heart of what the story is. And I think if we can be truthful to that message, then we're winning over for many other communities who are marginalized.
Come see Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. You will not have this much fun anywhere else because it's just a great show, family show. Bring your friends, bring everybody. Come on, see the show.
All right, guys, I'm ready for the stage. It's showtime. Toodles.
All right, so from one art form to another, we're making some macaroons in the Expresso kitchen this morning with a lovely Angie Boyd, but they're not ordinary macaroons, Angie. Good morning. Listen, so macaroons, I mean, they're loved all over the world, and they've made their debut on Instagram. People love them. There's different versions, so we're going to put our very own twist. South African twist.
A local twist.
A local twist. I love it. So we're using some Rooibos today, which is amazing. Okay.
Yeah, Rooibos is awesome because it's slightly bitter and because the macaroons are really sweet, it's a nice offset.
Okay.
So very local because we've got a milk tart flavoured ice cream on the inside.
Okay.
So they're sandwiched with an ice cream.
So you got me there. I like a macaroon, but the filling here is what sells it for me.
The filling is the best,
The milk tart ice cream. Can you get more South African than that?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start with the ice cream.
Right.
So what we're doing is we're making a sugar syrup. So we've got some white sugar, a little bit of water, and a squeeze of lemon juice in here. And this you would just cook down to a syrup.
Yes.
Let it boil. And this one has actually boiled, so we're going to bring this over. And you're going to take it to about 116 degrees or so. So it's nice and thick and syrupy.
Okay.
And then we're going to pour it. Do you want to maybe whisk that?
Yeah, sure.
So
What do we have here?
We've got our egg yolks here. So this is a version of an ice cream.
Is this just egg yolks?
It's egg yolks, and we're going to pour the syrup in while we're whisking. And then this cooked syrup is going to slightly cook the eggs as well so that they are safe and pasteurized.
Okay.
And it thickens them up. And then we're going to add our spices. So what makes it milk tarty is our cinnamon and our nutmeg, which we're going to add in here.
Yes, of course.
And you can also add a little smidgen of almond essence as well, because that's very South African-y, milk tarty.
Almond essence, yes.
Yeah, it just adds the... Right, you're done there. And then we're going to just... I mean, that's pretty quick and easy. And then we've got our whipped cream, which we're just going to fold in.
That's just standard whipped cream?
Standard whipped cream. Let me just take this off.
All right.
There we go. Fold that through. So we've got a lovely smooth ice creamy mixture. This is it's really more of a parfait than an ice cream, but it's perfect because you don't need to churn it.
That's the
so
thing.
it's already done. That gets poured into a flat container lined with cling film.
Okay.
And then we stick it in the freezer.
In the freezer.
Yeah, so it'll only sort of be that high when you pour it in.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
On to the macaroons.
Macaroons.
Right, so what we're going to do here is we've got some ground almonds. Whoopsie.
All right.
Ground almonds into our little food processor. We've got some icing sugar. And the important part with macaroons is doing this. You've got to blitz the icing sugar, the ground almonds, and we've actually got tea leaves. I've just broken the bags open, and you take the tea leaves out.
Right.
And then that gets blitzed up as finely as possible.
Keep that nice and fine.
Yep.
Okay, so you want that fine texture,
Very,
obviously,
very, very
for the macaroons.
Yeah. Okay. And then once you've blitzed it as fine as you can go, because you really want to get those tea leaves broken down, then you put it through a sieve twice.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it's
to make sure.
It's a bit of a mission up front, but then you've got to get it super fine.
But that's the thing with macaroons. If you do it right from the start, it turns out to be beautiful at the end. Yeah.
Right, so we've got a very fine mixture here.
Okay.
And then this is our egg whites, a little pinch of salt and a little bit of caster sugar, which has been whisked up into sort of a soft meringue.
All right.
And then we're going to fold the dries into the egg white. So it is a version of a meringue, really.
Yeah. So just kind of fold it in gently.
And you've got so many different kinds of macaroons. I remember my mom used to make those coconut ones. Do you remember? I don't know if you've ever had those.
Yes.
And these are your more Frenchy macaroons.
Yes.
And then you also get, the Americans like the coconut ones too.
All right.
And then
so
you
once
mix
they're
this.
done?
Yeah, you're going to mix it quite well. The idea is to get sort of quite a soft, oozy texture.
Okay.
Not too thick and not too runny.
Yeah.
So you can actually work it quite well.
Okay.
And then you pop it into a piping bag, and then you're going to pipe
Just
little rounds.
those dollops,
Little
yeah.
dollops, and then into the oven at 150.
Okay.
And about 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then we're done.
And then we bake them.
And
This
then
is
we
what they
bake
come
them.
out
This is
as?
what they come out as. They just pop straight up. And the most important thing is actually to rest them before you put them in the oven.
Yes,
so
rest them.
yeah, rest them for about half an hour into the oven.
And then it's
that's
just
what you get.
to cut that ice cream into little rounds?
Yeah, use a little scone cutter,
Yeah.
cut it into rounds,
Bam, bam, bam.
sandwich them together, and off you go.
And there you have it.
Yep.
Perfect recipe. Lovely little dessert recipe as well to
quite cute.
impress the family and friends. SMS the keyword sweet to 33728. That's sweet to 33728. We'll send you everything you need to know to make these beautiful Rooibos macaroons with a milk tart ice cream filling. It sounds amazing. Check it out on our website as well, expressoshow.com. Angie, thank you very, very much for sharing. Man, that is tough. I just want to dig into that. SMS the keyword sweet.
Oh, Chef Angie Boyd, you are a genius. We're going to take a very quick ad break, then another sultry performance from Sheila G. Then a very important question, does your dog bite? No, we're actually asking, how often does your dog bath? And how often should they bath? We'll answer that question after the break.
Struggle with commitment? Before trying anywhere else, book on Travel Start. We will turn your guilt trips into good trips. Book flights from 499 Rand, only on travelstart.co.za.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And it's time for us to connect with you on social media. And since it's Travel Tuesday, we played our regular guessing travel game where you have to guess our mystery city. We gave you the clue that this is our mystery city has the oldest yacht club in the world and the second largest natural harbour in the world.
Absolutely beautiful, and quite a few of you getting it right this morning. Well done. Topelo Tlatla saying, as a tourism learner, I was taught that is Cork Island. You're on the money. Shirley Heath also getting it right. Cork Island. Love Travel Tuesdays. We love you, Shirley, as a result. Alvina Jafta saying, I guess it's Cork Island. I think be confident. Get out there. Candace Sampson also getting it right. Tsepo Malongane saying, Royal Cork Club in Ireland. Spot on. Tabang, close, but no cigar this morning. Dublin, he was saying, Petro, sorry, it's not Port Jackson in Sydney, but Sydney, interestingly enough, is the largest natural harbour in the world. But most of you getting it right, and a few getting it wrong, so you've got to concentrate, guys. But thank you so much for connecting with us on social media.
And you can continue to do so. Remember our hashtag Expresso Show. Well, to get your Tuesday morning started, let's get back to Kat.
So this morning we're enjoying the music of UK-based artist Sheila G, who's about to give us a TV exclusive of her brand new hit called Raise It Up.
We take it down, 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 and raise it up, up, up. Feet step into the rhythm, here we go. Fire in my blood, we lose control. We're on a level, on a level. Put your hands in the air, let's wind it up. Come rain, come shine, we'll lift it up. We're touching heaven, touching heaven. Let's get together, come on and light it up. Life is a treasure and love is forever. Struggling, working the 9 to 5. Music save me, music save me. Let go of the stress and just believe there's a big grand plan for you and me. Trust the feeling, trust the feeling. Let's get together, come on and light it up. Life is a treasure and love is forever. We take it down, 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 then wind it up. Come dance around. We take it down, 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 then wind it up. Come dance around, round, round, and raise it up, up, up. We take it down, 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 then wind it up. Come dance around, round, round, and raise it up, up, up. We take it down, 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 and wind it up. Come dance around, round, round, and raise it up, up, up. We take it down, 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 then wind it up. Come dance around, round, round, and raise it up, up, up. Jum, 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 ay, 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 jum, 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 ay, ay, ay. Thank you.
All right, Sheila G, there it is. Thank you so, so much. We're very privileged to have heard that first here.
It's a pleasure performing it.
So this is another song that you worked with Sai on.
Correct.
And it definitely got that party carnival mood about it. Is that what you were going for here?
Basically, I played in the Trinidad Carnival last year in February, and it was the best experience of my life. So I'm really inspired by Masha Montano.
Yeah?
So like I wanted to create that carnival vibe with this track, you know. It's all about letting go of all your problems and just letting music take over.
Absolutely.
So that was the inspiration behind this track.
Wow. So when you go about making your music, is that the approach to kind of take influences from all around where you've been influential, and then use those to make your music?
Absolutely, that's key. I mean, I think when I write music, it's got to be related to people from all different parts of the world, you
Yeah.
know, because I've traveled the world and it's all about extracting the best out of everywhere you are, including South Africa, you know, and incorporating that into what I do, so yeah.
I was about to ask that, so now that you are in our home country, in South Africa, what are you looking to extract from here? What's your itinerary looking like for while you're here in South Africa?
I'm doing quite a lot of radio shows, including Good Hope. I'm hoping to, I mean, I'm really inspired by AKA's music, for example, so I'm hoping maybe at some point in the future to, I don't know, maybe attempt some sort of a collaboration.
Well, there we go, AKA Super Mega. Sheila G just hollered at you right now.
I just like his music and I think he's brilliant. I love his lyrics. I mean, I saw him performing at the Shimmy Beach Club the other day and he was brilliant. So yeah, he's one of my favourites here.
I'm sure he might be watching this somewhere and he might actually agree to a possible collaboration. Super Mega, you heard it here first. But do stay tuned, still lots more to come from Sheila G here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, thank you, Kat and Sheila G, for keeping us moving to the music. Well, it's now that time of the morning for us to catch up with our morning headlines.
Baie dankie Zoe. In die nasionale nuus, Suid-Afrikaanse motoriste kan aanstaande maand ietwat verligting te wag te wees, aangesien brandstofpryse na verwagting gaan verminder. Die Automobielassosiasie meen die petrolprys gaan met tot 26 sent per liter sak en diesel en parafin met 20 sent per liter. Die prysvermindering kan toegeskryf word aan die rand se sterk vertoning teenoor die dollar in die grootste gedeelte van Mei, as ook die invloed van internasionale brandstofpryse wat afneem. Enkele dae nadat die provinsiale regering die Wes-Kaap tot 'n droogte rampgebied verklaar het, staan die provinsie se damvlakke nou op 'n gemiddeld van 18%. Die Voëlvlei-dam is 14,7% vol, die Waterskloof-dam staan op 13,4% en die Clan William-dam is maar 6% vol in vergelyking met 'n 30% gemiddelde watervlak vir damme verlede jaar die tyd. Hierdie snelle agteruitgang in watervlakke kan moontlik nog van dese week bykomende waterbeperkings in Wes-Kaapland tot gevolg hê. Verbruikers word sterk aangemoedig om water alleenlik vir was en noodsaaklike voedselvoorbereiding te gebruik. Op die internasionale front, die Demokratiese Republiek van die Kongo, die DRK, het die gebruik van 'n eksperimentele enstof teen Ebola gemagtig om 'n uitbreking van die siekte in die noordooste van die land te probeer teenwerk. Die DRK het op 12 Mei 'n uitbreking van hierdie hoogs aansteeklike siekte verklaar, die 8ste keer tot op datum in 'n land 5 keer so groot soos Frankryk. Daar bestaan geen gelisensieerde enstof teen die Ebola-virus nie, maar die Wêreldgesondheidsorganisasie het van dese maand gesê 'n belovende vroeë stadium enstof bestaan wel. En dan ten slotte die dodetal na die oorstromings en grondverskywings in Sri Lanka het tot 169 gestyg met meer as 500.000 mense wat sonder heenkome is. Met sikloon Mora wat tans verwoesting in die baai van Bengale saai, maak Bangladesh nou gereed vir die sikloon wat vroegoggend die land sal bereik. Awens in die land is gewaarsku om duinings van tot 2 meter te verwag en naburige India se noordoostelike state is ook op gebeurlikheidsgrondslag geplaas. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Let's get a final look at what's happening in the world of sport.
We start our global sports roundup with some positive news as the Proteas marked AB de Villiers' 100th match as captain with a 7-wicket victory over England in their third and final ODI yesterday. The game also saw Hashim Amla become the quickest player to reach 7,000 runs as he hit 55, and that helped South Africa chase down the 154 required for victory. Our bowlers back on form. The Proteas next turn their attention to the ICC Champions Trophy. Their first encounter, a tough one against old foe Sri Lanka on Saturday. Then the Blue Bulls Super Rugby season suffered yet another major blow yesterday as it was announced that their captain Hanro Liebenberg has been ruled out of the rest of the campaign. Liebenberg will face 6 weeks on the sidelines now due to an ankle injury he picked up during his team's 34-20 defeat at the hands of the Hurricanes. We know the Pretoria side have struggled for form this season and seen them pick up just 3 victories in their 12 matches. And of course, John Mitchell will be taking over the coaching reins going into next year's Super Rugby campaign. Then on to football. Huddersfield Town were promoted to the English Premier League last night. That was after they beat Reading in that Championship playoff final. Game needed penalties after the 90 minutes and regular time ended goalless. That saw Huddersfield come out on top with a 4-3 victory. So they'll now bag the winner's cheque of £290 million, and they're going to need it as they step up to join Newcastle and Brighton in the Premier League next season. And finally, in tennis, day 2 of Roland Garros wrapped up last night, and it saw no surprise exits in the men's draw. Rafa Nadal continued his quest for a 10th French Open title as he brushed aside Frenchman Benoit Paire in straight sets to move into the second round. Elsewhere on the day, Novak Djokovic, he beat Marcel Granollers, while in the ladies' draw, there were round 1 victories for Caroline Wozniacki, Sam Stosur and Sarah Irani. And that's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Well, let's take one final look at your traffic, starting off in Gauteng in Sandton. On the M1 highway, there's a stationary vehicle that's after Grayston Drive exit, so you can expect some heavy delays from Melrose. If you're in Cape Town and Kuils River, there are also some delays in the R300 northbound between Stellenbosch Arterial Road and Van Riebeek Road exit. That's a wrap of your traffic for this morning. Let's take one final look at your weather, and it seems like most parts of the country can expect a chilly start to the morning, rising to mild temperatures. And taking a look at those temperatures, ons begin in Polokwane, verwag 'n minimum van 4 en 'n maximum 19. Mbombela 8:23. Sonskyn kan verwag word in Pretoria 6 met 'n maximum van 18. Johannesburg 4 reaching a high of 17. Mahikeng 4 with a maximum of 20. Klerksdorp 3 reaching a high of 20. Kimberley 5, 21. Bloemfontein starting off on a cool 0 reaching a high of 19. Richards Bay 14 with a maximum of 23. If you're in Pietermaritzburg today, 6:21. Durban 15 with a high of 22. Mthatha 6:24. East London 16 reaching a high of 26. Cradock 6 with a low of 6 and a high of 23. If you're in Port Elizabeth, 15:25. George 13 with a high of 25. Partly cloudy conditions in Sutherland, a low of 6 reaching a high of 18. Cape Town today also partly cloudy, a low of 11 can be expected with a high of 24. Worcester 11:27, Springbok 11 met 'n maximum van 25 en in Appington verwag 'n minimum van 10 met 'n maximum van 25 grade Celsius. Well, that's where we leave your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Now, giving your dog a bath is important for the health of your dog's coat and skin, keeping them dirt and parasite-free. Dr. Matt's a technical specialist from MSD Animal Health. The makers of Brevecto, the innovative flea and tick product unaffected by washing or swimming, is here to talk to us about the importance of bathing your pup. Dr. Matt's, lovely to have you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so giving your dog a bath, very important. It shouldn't be overlooked. But how often, I think, people are asking the question, how often should we bath our dogs?
I think with a normal healthy coat like these ones, I think once a month is more often.
Okay.
More than good enough. If the animal obviously gets dirty and jumps into a mud pool, then clearly you'll wash that off. But I think over bathing is a problem because their skin is very different to ours.
Yeah.
So for starters, their pH is only about 5.5, whereas ours is, or rather the other way around. We have a skin pH of about 5.5. They have a neutral pH.
Okay.
So excessive bathing can upset that balance. Yeah. In addition to that, we are washing away superficial oils on the skin that protects their skin and gives them that lovely shiny appearance.
And obviously it also does make sense to use the right kind of products then.
Absolutely. I think for a normal dog that hasn't got a problem, you can use pretty much any of the normal shampoos. The animals that do have medical conditions, there are medicated shampoos like Pyostat, for example, that are antifungal, antibacterial.
Yeah.
So that will aid, and that will also give you an idea of how often to do that treatment or how often to bath the animal. I think over and above that, protecting against ticks and fleas, if you've got a topical product, excessive bathing will remove that.
Yeah.
Whereas with something like Brevecto that's internal, you can bath the dog without worrying about it.
But obviously, once again, not using your very own hair shampoo that you use for yourself.
No, absolutely. You use specific veterinary products.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about if your pup has possibly got a skin condition or something like this? I mean, will giving your dog a bath more frequently help, or should you rather alleviate the problem first before going into? How do you approach skin conditions and giving your dog a bath?
I think the skin conditions depend on what the problem is and what you're treating with. So the first thing is to understand, is it a bacterial issue? Is it a fungal issue? What am I using? So then that brings you to the medicated shampoos. And those will have very specific instructions about to use it weekly or every 2 weeks. And then that pretty much gives you your timing.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Matt. Very insightful info there. So once a month, that we can say we can if your dog's skin is healthy.
Absolutely.
Love it. There we go. So even though most dogs, I think, would rather skip bath time, make sure you stick to these bathing tips to keep your dog clean. Now, on our next Provecto segment, we look at protecting your dogs against ticks and fleas through winter.
For your extraordinary pet, you need extraordinary care. Give your dog 12 weeks protection against ticks and fleas in just one tasty treat with Provecto.
Oh, so it's with a sense of dread that, yes, we embrace the winter months, and that means viruses, colds and flu, and actually a ton of myths that go with this wintry season, and we're going to bust them. The doctor is in the house. Mythbusters!
You just go, the doctor's in the house. But
He's
anyway,
that sexy this morning.
What's definitely not a myth is that we'll be in the kitchen making some delicious veggie fritters, which are, I think, ideal, the doctor would agree, to keep you nice and healthy this winter season. Heathen, yeah.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are live with Expresso. Brace yourself. This is going to get hardcore. The boys are on the couch. Why? Because we are both new parents. Well, I'm very fresh. You're relatively new, but I've learned some sage lessons, and we're hopefully going to get some more from the doc. It's National Child Protection Week, and with winter fast approaching, well, I think on us at the moment, parents must do all they can to keep the little ones safe and healthy during the colder months. So today we're going to discuss all the health complications that come with being a parent and winter wellness for kids. The complications being on the parent side and the wellness being on the children's side. So I'm going to ask a big one because I've started. It's my duty to do the bathing, which I absolutely love. Is it true that your child is going to get sick if they have wet hair or if they remain wet once they've gotten out of the bath or a pool or anything like that?
No.
No.
Okay, just a straightforward no. I like that.
So the misconception is obviously that leads to a cold. I don't know if it's because of the word cold is the same as the temperature cold. And they don't necessarily equal the same thing. What you might notice when exposing someone to cold, even when you're walking in a supermarket near a fridge, for example, a runny nose, that's rhinitis. And that's because of the irritation of the temperature of the lining of the nose. And that just causes your eyes to tear. And your nose to run, which looks like a cold, but it isn't really. The funny thing is you get the
same reaction in bright sunlight as well. Anything that messes with that system.
Correct. Cool. So the definition of a cold is actually something that's caused by one of 200 viruses. So a cold is when you actually have the virus causing the symptoms. So the symptoms are the issue here. They might be caused by other things too.
It doesn't mean let your child like freeze after every bath.
But if it's cold, it's okay. They're not going to necessarily catch a cold. This is another one, I think a big one for parents, the flu shot. You know, whenever it comes to winter, you know, should I give the flu shot? Should I not? Is my child going to get the flu? I mean, a lot of people are wondering about this. I wonder about
And some people think the effect of the flu shot runs out after a month or two, and then you need like another one, etc. But how it works is it gives you your body a warning of a photograph of the virus, so that when you actually are infected by the virus, you can recognize it quite easily and kill and destroy. But what you do need to know is it keeps your immune system charged for longer than just a month or two. Your body can recognize that virus lifelong. Okay. The reason why we get annual flu shots is because the virus mutates and changes from all over the world, and we need a new global vaccine every year. So that's how that one works.
I think, you know, getting I don't know if this was just something that I experienced as a child, but you'd get sick and then suddenly you'd have like 20 blankets wrapped around you, humidifiers on, heaters put on you so you could sweat it out. Is it possible to sweat out cold or a virus as you've now identified?
No, you're not going to. The virus isn't going to come through your pores as the sweat's coming out with it. It's not going to come out.
Then it's been psychosomatic, because I believe it. Yes. I believe it.
But what is quite interesting is to note the Turkish spa or bath effect. When you raise your core body temperature in any spa or steam bath, you know, your temperature goes up, and then the cooling down process leaves you feeling quite relaxed and tired, and you want to sleep, and you feel a lot more chilled. So raising that core temperature releases endorphins in the brain. It's involved with a better feel-good effect. And it obviously opens up the sinuses when you're in a steam bath.
So it is beneficial, and it can help with the pain management.
Yes, but it doesn't get rid of the virus or shorten the duration of your illness when you are infected with the virus.
Okay, but it's the same thing as like hot liquids or something warm like soup, or can make you feel better when you do
exactly. Chilies, I mean, come on.
Chilies, come on, there we go.
Especially if your mom made it for you.
That's a very, very interesting indeed. Give us a call, 083-913-3728, if you have any questions you want to ask the doctor relating to your children's health going into the winter months. We're going to be back in addressing, you know, how temperature changes in terms of winter. What kind of effect can that have on your child? That's
just a quick note there. It's 021-430-9881. We're having trouble with our normal line this morning. And we'd actually like to hear from the moms, please. We need to balance out this conversation.
All right, cool. We'll see you guys just now.
I just seriously don't know what to believe anymore, Amy. I mean, Mom.
I dried my hair this morning, right?
Yeah. Mom, why did you lie to me? Okay. But one thing that is certainly not a myth is the benefits that you reap from eating loads and loads of veggies. They boost your immune system, especially with it being Child Protection Month. We're looking to give our young ones the healthiest that we possibly can.
So and, a lot of my friends and moms that are friends ask me how to make little things that are good for kids, healthy, but pack those veggies in. So making these fritters is quite a cool thing, because I kind of say, well, they're like pancakes, except they've got sweet potato and courgettes in them. So what we've done here is we've grated some orange sweet potato, and I like using this.
I thought it was carrot.
It's exactly, and it's full of beta-carotene, just like carrots. Okay. It's that's obviously vitamin A, which helps support your immune system, as well as vitamin C.
That's great for your eyes
exactly,
as well.
eye health. So if you can find the orange sweet potato, that's amazing, but otherwise the regular sweet potato is just fine.
Okay, good.
So what I've done is I'm going to mix a bit of grated baby marrows in here with the sweet potato, and we've got a couple of eggs, 2 good quality free-range eggs.
Have you allowed the baby marrows to kind of drain liquid? Because I know they're very moist.
So what you can do is, obviously the eggs add a little bit of liquid, but the veggies release quite a bit of liquid themselves. So you can kind of just squeeze that juice out over the sink. So that just helps them. That's why they look a little bit dry. You can absolutely do that. It's fine if they keep a bit of liquid. It's not a problem.
Okay, because you're going to fry them anyway.
Yes, exactly. And then what we've got here is a little bit of gluten-free flour. I like using a bit of rice flour because it gives a slight crispiness to the nice texture, as you can see at the beautiful fritters exactly in front of us. So what I'm going to do here is just put a little bit of olive oil in a pan so it's nice and warm. And if your kids are fine with seasoning, some kids are a little bit hesitant with like herbs and salt and pepper, then you can just add a touch of salt and pepper, and I like putting in a little bit of coriander because coriander is a beautiful natural detoxifier. But some kids, you know, you either like coriander or you don't.
Yeah, maybe start them off with small bits of it. By the way, if you at home have just tuned in, we're making beautiful veggie fritters, perfect for the winter season, packing in all of those vitamins and nutrients and proteins that your kids need to grow nice and healthy and strong. SMS the keyword snack to 33728, and we'll send
so
you
you kind
what
of
you need
want
to make it.
the mixture to just come together in a bind like that. So we're just going to start putting a little, just kind of swirl that oil around a little bit and just get a little...
Does the pan need to be piping hot like it is now? Because I can literally see the oil...
I would say like medium to high heat, because you kind of want it to be crispy. I mean, you know, my theory with pancakes is that the first one's always the test subject, and the rest from there get a lot better. But yeah, basically you want them to look beautiful and crispy like these guys over here. I like keeping them kind of thin like this, so they're nice and easy to eat, and you can put a little dip with them, like hummus or something. Otherwise, just a squeeze of lemon, delicious.
All right.
just like that.
Simple as that. So SMS the keyword snack to 33728 and you can make your own veggie fritters at home and hopefully the young ones will like them as well. Send us a little tweet or a Facebook post. Let us know what the young ones think about it. May I try one?
Absolutely, go ahead.
Can I just have a whole one just like this? Squeeze some lemon onto
squeeze
it?
some lemon over it. A little bit of pepper. Also, pepper's good for just kind of raising the body temperature.
Could you pepper mine, please? Please pepper mine. Yeah, a bit
there
of
you
pepper.
go.
All right, here. That's a lot of pepper.
Good veggies, right? I'm gonna have one too.
That's very, very good. Fantastic. We'll be back with Amy a bit later on. Nice.
So we are actually loving having a brass tacks conversation about cold and flu myths. Dr. Darren is in the hot seat, and we know that heat is not necessarily going to cure you from a cold, but so cool to have you guys weighing in on the conversation. We've got Stephanie on the line, yes? Tiffany, my apologies. Tiffany, your comment or question for the lads this morning? Tiffany, good morning. You there? Oh, hopefully we haven't intimidated Tiffany out of our conversation this morning. We were of course joking, poking fun at chicken soup and mom making you chicken soup, but there is actually a benefit for it.
Funny enough, there is, because they've actually done some weighty studies on looking at the effect on the immune system and the white cell, the neutrophils. And those are the cells involved, obviously, with your immune and your inflammatory response, and how chicken itself, chicken soup, actually assists in mobilizing the neutrophils. So there is some scientific evidence that it's not just a warm comfort food.
It's not just the saying.
It's not just the saying. That's quite interesting. But, you know, things like honey and tea obviously are there to soothe your voice, your throat, but they don't have an effect directly on the infecting virus at all.
Maybe they just give your immune system time to get onto the job while you feel a little bit better.
And they distract you from the illness.
From the man flu.
So we've completely busted the myth now a little bit earlier on this morning that going outside or getting cold can lead to colds or flus. All right, so that's on the table. It's not the case. Okay, but there's definitely kind of changes happening. Obviously with temperature changes, the effects on the body, circulation specifically, hands, cold feet. How should we manage it as parents, and what do we need to know?
Yeah, so be aware of the fact that when the temperature changes and the season changes, that's when the viruses are activated and are active. All right, so that's why there's an increase of the amount of symptoms with the cold. So it's not just the direct mechanical effect of cold in the airways and so forth, but also that's the time of the year that the viruses become active. We see some beautiful snowball there, some ice. It affects the circulation. So cold causes the blood vessels to constrict. You can imagine then you get nice blue fingers and toes when you're really, really cold outside. Prolonged periods of that can lead to obviously hypothermia. And hypothermia has with it dire consequences for children. And you'll be surprised, just sitting in a room working for longer than 6 hours with the aircon on that someone forgot to put off at a cold temperature. The child is so into his Lego or whatever he's doing, they don't think of that. And obviously, depending on their body composition, their body temperature might drop significantly, leading to other health complications.
Forget being cold and wet, it's dry. In Joburg at the moment, it is dry, and that often accompanies our winter at the moment. How do we combat that and those symptoms?
Yeah, so the airways and the mucous membranes that line the mouth and the back of the throat and going up into the nose, they have small fine hairs, and they also secrete a certain product that's involved with trapping dust particles, etc., and also moisturizing the skin. So what happens in those areas, you can imagine, when those membranes dry out, they're more prone to becoming dry and scaly, sometimes even torn and chapped, like your lips get chapped in sun, for example, or wind. And that's what then happens, that predisposes you to get an infection introduced into those areas.
Taking more virus. Go on.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Darren Green. We're going to continue our conversation around winter and the effects thereof and how to keep our children healthy throughout these colder winter months. Give us a call, 021 430 9881. That's 021 430 9881 if you want to ask Dr. Darren Green any questions on how to keep
phone us back, please. We need a mom. We need a mom.
We'll be back just now.
Of course, it's time to catch up with what's happening in the world of Pan-African entertainment news with Moyin after the break.
And then we continue our chat with Dr. Darren Green, so give us a call. Our number is 021 430 9881 if you have any comments or questions or concerns around your kids' health during the winter months.
Get this whisker-friendly bowl free when you purchase selected bags of Hill's cat food.
Operator.
Tiffany. Tiffany. Good morning, Tiffany.
No Tiffany yet?
No. The strong silent type, Tiffany, at school. Dr. Darren is already smitten.
Can't hear anything, guys. Nothing on the monitor either.
Which was? Oh, no, gone.
2 months? Yeah. 2-month-old baby with a cold.
Great question for me. Oh.
There, that's for you, man.
Cool.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live and back in the doctor's rooms. Dr. Darren Green here to bust those winter myths. So we did connect again with Tiffany, and she posed a very interesting question, certainly from my perspective. 2-month-old baby. How do you combat flu or a cold in a little baby? Obviously, you can't just kind of pump them full of medicine. What do you do?
So remember the difference between a cold and a flu. Let's start there. So a cold is itchy, runny nose with maybe some tearing of the eyes, etc. But when we move on to a flu, it's a systemic illness, often associated with body pain, muscular pain, irritability, fever going through the roof, etc. You know, so big difference between the two. So your treatment for a cold is normally symptomatic. We're looking at treating a runny nose,
decongestion,
you know, decongestion, etc. Maybe some saline spray if it's thick mucus to get all the gunk out. And then obviously looking at fever control. If you have if influenza in a 2-month-old, they can get really ill. They can develop complications in the lungs, get pneumonia, etc. They need to be examined. One of the big tips we give them for children is notice the signs of respiratory distress. And the 4 things, it's quite easy. Remember nasal flaring. So you look at your child breathing. Are the nostrils flaring? That's not a good sign. We don't want that. The second thing is the respiratory rate mustn't be elevated above 40, for example. That's the amount of times you breathe in 1 minute. And then the other 2 things are, you look at the ribs themselves and the spaces in between them get sucked in. That's called recession, intercostal recession. And then the last one is at the base of the chest, subcostal recession. Those are signs that your child needs to be examined immediately and taken to.
I'm going to go home quickly, guys.
So that's 4 things. So remember those 4 tips.
It's tough being a new parent. You know.
It's useful. But the rest, you know, obviously feed your child on time, monitor their urinary output, monitor their stools as well, and the temperature control.
Which actually you do end up doing a lot.
You monitor it vigilantly.
It's scary. I remember the first time Kian, my eldest, got sick, and it freaked me out. It's something you feel like you don't know what to do. Listen, diet, quickly. How should we approach diet within the colder months to make sure that the young ones are staying healthy?
Obviously, breast milk is the best as long as you possibly can. If you can't and you're moving on to solids, remember a balanced diet with sufficient immune-boosting foods or elements of your immune system, which are your vegetables, your fresh vegetables and fruit, not the canned stuff, the properly prepared fresh stuff. And then obviously combined with that, sufficient fluid intake. And with that, obviously, comes the things of exercise and exposure and so forth. Remember, you can't protect your child from being exposed to all these viruses when they crawl on the floor every day. They need to be exposed to them to develop a bit of immunity as well.
We've finally got a lady phoning in. Thank you so much, Rosette, on the line. Your question or your comment, Rosette?
Hello, I'm sorry to bother you. My son has asthma, and I want to know what is the difference between asthma and flu, because he's got a running nose and his chest is blocked.
Yes. Cool question. I know a lot of children, certainly childhood asthma is very prevalent, but I'm sure exacerbated now, yeah.
So asthma, per definition, is usually a disease that starts in childhood. It's associated in children that have an atopic profile. In other words, they're allergic to many things in the environment, like, they get eczema as well from topical things, certain foodstuffs and so forth. So asthma, per definition, is when you have a hyperreactive airway that is sensitive and goes into spasm and you can't breathe out. You find you have a wheezing sound, that we call it. And then obviously you need to be aware of that bronchospasm, which is when the muscles go into spasm, and you need to relieve that obviously immediately, otherwise you have hyperinflation of the lungs and your oxygen needs are not met. So so that's a big difference. So asthma involves the hyperactivity of the airways, whereas flu in children is an infection by a virus that can give you a host of symptoms in different systems of your body, including fever, sweating, chills, etc., but also obviously a pneumonia, for example, later down the line.
So while they often come together, they are two separate things and you need to tackle them separately. Rosette, thank you so much for weighing in on the conversation. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I've learned so much today.
That's it. We're going to be back with a good doctor for one last time. Give us a call, 08021 430 9881. That's 021 430 9881. And he's going to be right here to answer some of your questions right now. Let's bounce to the kitchen.
Thank you very much, Dads. We're back in the kitchen with Amy Hopkins, and she's going to be helping us to make one of the most typical breakfast staples in any household, oats, into a delicious, nutritious, power-packed meal, because breakfast is indeed the most important meal of the day, and you need it to boost you and give you all the energy that you need to carry on through the day.
Exactly.
And I like anything Rooibos flavored, so you've come right down my alleyway.
So these are what I call sort of my pumped up oats. So overnight oats, I take, you can either use a bowl or a jar. I love these beautiful jars.
I'll help you. Tell me what to do.
So can you pour a little bit of this Rooibos tea in here? So what you're going to do is...
You've made it strong.
Exactly. So you want to get all those nutrients extracted out of the Rooibos. I mean, it's going to be lovely and diluted with the oats.
Not all of it.
With some cinnamon. Not all of it. I'll show you how much, about a little bit more. That's good. And then just kind of give that a bit of a stir.
It's a spit that's left in there, but okay.
Yes.
All right, so you're going to...
So what you want the oats to do overnight is to just kind of soak up those beautiful nutrients. You can, in fact, pour a little bit more.
A little bit more.
A little bit more. You don't want it to be too soggy. And what we're going to do is just add a little bit of cinnamon as well. Exactly.
But the cinnamon should dehydrate it a bit as well. I mean, it's got that
exactly. Cinnamon will absorb a bit of the liquid. But the great thing here is that the Rooibos is full of antioxidants, and the cinnamon is also great for boosting your immune system. Right? It's going to start smelling a little bit like the beginnings of a gorgeous crumble for apple crumble, right?
Yes.
So that
could you actually stop right here and turn that into a crumble?
Well, I mean, you could actually.
But don't. That's not what we're doing here.
So what you'd have the next day is a kind of a beautiful product like this with the oats all soaked in.
Look at that.
And what we're going to do, so part of overnight is you'd prep that before, and then you'd stew some apples. So this is where it becomes more apple crumbly, right? So you take kind of a warm pan and you just place some chopped up apples
into a dry pan.
Exactly, and you're going to caramelize them just quickly. This is a little bit of coconut sugar.
Shall I join you on the other side?
So you can just kind of stir that a bit gently, perfect.
There we go.
And you can add a little bit of water, liquid if you want, for example. But you'll see it's starting to caramelize beautifully. So stir quite carefully.
Would it be helpful to kind of, once you've cut up the apples, maybe roll them around in the... What is that, by the way?
Coconut sugar.
Coconut sugar.
Yeah.
Could you
so
do that?
Kind of add, so you can do that. But this is basically your finished product will end up looking like beautiful soaked apples. You kind of want to do them, but slowly saute them. So you set everything aside overnight. So the next morning, you literally just wake up and assemble everything. So I like eating this before I go running in the morning.
Oh, okay.
You want to eat try and eat 40 minutes to maybe even an hour before you actually start running.
Yeah, you don't be getting cramps along the way.
So you take your beautiful jar like this. I've also toasted some almonds here. So sprinkle some toasted almonds in. That's added protein and beautiful crunchy texture.
Excellent.
Then what we're going to do is add a little bit of vegan protein here. So this is a complete vegan breakfast. And this is just to add a little bit more protein to help with muscle recovery, muscle repair.
But you could do whatever your preferred protein is, even if you wanted the flavored kind.
Exactly, whatever works for you. And then we're going to put in some beautiful stewed apples.
Okay.
And you can kind of take this and mix this all together, and you've got like pimped up oats, apple crumble style mixture. And then you can even add a tiny bit more of this Rooibos tea. And you can eat it warm or kind of room temperature, whatever suits you. I mean, obviously in winter, I like heating things up a little bit so it's nice and cozy and warm.
Okay, and you at home can SMS the keyword oats to 33728 and you can make this pimped out breakfast like Amy Hopkins.
go.
Have it before you go and
Beautiful.
work out, maybe even afterwards as well, because I feel especially starved after a hard workout.
Yes, exactly.
And so when you need to replenish all of those nutrients back in your body,
There you go.
you can
Perfect.
do that.
I mean, you can take this literally as is, pack it and go to work like this as well. So this can be your desk breakfast. It's perfect. That's why these jars are also so handy. But it's a really, really cool, easy breakfast to make that you don't really want to think too much about it the next morning. So just kind of assemble and go. And
There
then
you
you're
go.
done.
Thank you so
Beautiful.
much. SMS oats to 33728. Easy as that, and you'll get the ingredients list as well as a link to the recipe. Thank you very much, Amy.
Cool,
And right
pleasure.
now, it's right back to the dads.
Thank you, Kat and Amy. Yes, one last sit down with Dr. Darren Green this morning, talking about colds and flu with regards to your children going into the colder winter months. Now, here's a very, very interesting question, but before we get there, we do have a caller on the line, Anonymous from Cape Town. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Our little grandchild is 2 now. She just turned 2. Very puny. She eats all right, but I want to know, why does she cough all the time? A wet cough. And the little nose is running all the time. And I don't know. The doctor kept on saying it's virus, but she's just not over it yet.
All right, thank you so much, Anonymous, for that one. 2 years old, a persistent runny nose and wet cough. Doc says it's viruses. I'm assuming
Tis
Doc
the
is right.
season. Tis the season to be snotty. So, you know, we're going to have a lot of secretions. The question is whether she has those symptoms of distress that I mentioned earlier on, whether there's fever associated with these symptoms or not. Fever is a good thing. It tells you your body is launching an attack. Your immune system is actually attacking the invading organism. So it's a good indicator that there's something going on. Then we need to differentiate, is it a virus or a bacteria, or just allergic-related symptoms of a cold or, you know, or of runny nose, irritation. And how you do that, basically, is by looking for associations of what kind of food, what kind of environment. You take a family history. What are the parents suffering from? Do they have allergies? Does the child have accompanying eczema or not? To point to allergies as a constant problem.
Maybe like too much dairy could be exacerbated.
Dairy, etc. It's a 2-year-old child. They love eating everything.
Yeah, just think out of the box a little bit.
And then obviously to differentiate virus and bacteria, there's no way of doing it accurately except by a blood test. Unless there's a pathognomonic, in other words, a distinctive rash associated with a specific virus accompanying the flu and cold symptoms, it's very difficult. Then we often advocate in small children that you do a blood test to know where you stand in whether you're treating a virus or a bacteria. But we don't do that for common cold symptoms. We do that when the child is systemically ill and you want to know whether to give an antibiotic or not.
Doc, thank you so much. These two proud parents over here have taken a huge amount from that. Hopefully you guys at home have picked up on some of those myths and those that have been busted this morning. Thank you so much for connecting with us as well. Of course, you can continue to stay connected to the doc and to the show. Post those questions on our social media platforms. We'll try to get to them as well.
Good.
Well, I just saw the beautiful Moyin walk in, and you know what that means. It's time for our Pan-African entertainment news. What's going down? Because Africa is on fire.
It is on
Absolutely
fire
amazing.
indeed. And if you think of all the YouTube content that's been uploaded from Africa, the content's nearly doubled in the last year, but we'll bring you all the highlights from some of the top YouTubers in Africa.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. And of course, we've got entertainment reporter and founder of YouTube channel The A1 in studio with us today to give us the lowdown on all things Pan-African entertainment. Moyin, so good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Beautiful.
I mean, that dress, Leanne, can we just...
I'm sure that's exactly what DeBange said, and that's why he is right now where he is.
You just had to put that in there somehow. How did that even come about?
Sorry, that was a bit of spice, but it's good news that we're sharing about DeBange.
Yeah, it's good news.
He's a papa.
He's a dad, and he's so proud. It's so cute. But which is the funny thing, though, is that he denied rumors about it. So, but here's a little one, and the little baby's name is Daniel Duro Oyebanjo the third. And get this, he already has his own Instagram account because that's how we roll nowadays. So, yeah, Daniel D3rd.
Oh, Daniel D3rd. I thought it was going to be I am Daniel.
Daniel D3rd.
Congratulations,
so congratulations to him and
man.
his wife. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
I wonder if he likes it when they call him Big Papa. I don't know what to say. Also, what's happening at the Global Influencers at 2017 Monaco Grand Prix?
Yeah, now this is really amazing because it's a massive global campaign that a brand is having. I'm not going to say the brand, but it's all about not drinking and driving. And it's something that they've incorporated with the Grand Prix. And two amazing entrepreneurs in Nigeria, which is Mo Abudu. She owns like Ebony Life, which is a massive TV production company, and Don Jazzy, who we know from Maven Records.
Of course.
They are two of global influencers that are part of the campaign. So it's actually really nice to see that they included our own African talent to share the news, and that's really amazing. So congratulations to them on that.
Lovely stuff. And then Tiwa Savage, what's happening in her life right now?
Tiwa Savage had a very rocky 2016. You know, she and her husband T-Bills, who's a music executive, had a massive public falling out, and everybody thought it was a divorce. I mean, it was really bad. There was videos, there was interviews where she was breaking down and crying. But he recently did an interview this year saying actually they're working on it and they are okay, that people must stop with the divorce rumors, that they're actually building it. And we've seen that. We've seen them out and about together. So we wish them all the best.
Definitely. Love them.
Hey, the whole DeBange...
I get right
Okay, never mind. We're not even
No.
going to get into the topic. There's enough spice already. But anyway, thank you so much for bringing us all the latest in terms of our Pan-African entertainment. Of course, catch up with Moyin on the A1. You can catch her on YouTube. YouTube.com/the A1 TV. Now, this is exactly what we were talking about when we were at the YouTube space in London. Because did you know that the amount of content that's being uploaded onto YouTube from Africa has doubled in the past 2 years? And Moyin is one of the contributing factors to that as a content creator. And that is a lot of African stories and culture being shared, not just on the continent, but across the world as well. So to help build Africa's tremendous growth in video sharing, Africa's leading YouTubers took a little trip to the UK.
Since its launch, content creators and brands in Africa have used YouTube to engage and build relationships with fans and customers. Top African YouTube contributors and media influencers were invited to the YouTube for Africa workshop in London to learn how the site helps turn passion into media business.
Ben, I guess first things first, with me being here for YouTube for Africa, what is the massive opportunity that YouTube is seeing on the African continent, and how would you like to see this best benefit the company and the continent as a whole?
When we look at any market, and Africa is a huge opportunity for us, there's two areas that I want to see it grow. The first is around consumers. I want to make sure that everybody in Africa has got the same chance everyone here in the UK has got or anywhere else in Europe, which is to access information, education, any content that they love and care about and are passionate about from anywhere around the world. The second area we want to see success is around creators, is around businesses or individuals in Africa who are finding their audiences, who are building their audience. We see a number of them today, whether it's from South Africa or from Nigeria, businesses that 5-10 years ago couldn't have existed because the internet didn't exist. And today they're creating content or they're distributing content, movies, music, all around the world and finding an audience which is, you know, not just keeping them busy, but increasingly keeping teams of people busy on YouTube.
There are over 70 channels in sub-Saharan Africa, each with a unique audience, and this has also helped create new business like Murphy Ben International, founded by Murphy Anawana.
Murphy Ben International is a YouTube aggregator. So we started 4 years ago. and we didn't have any money to start, but we go to content creators and tell them, see, we can upload your content on YouTube and we can make money off YouTube, and that's been the story so far, and it's been very exciting. We want to see African contents being celebrated all over the world. When you think African contents, you think Mobi International. So what we're trying to do here is to make sure that these are lovely contents that are being created in Africa. You know, it's available to people in various languages. You know, even that is our first milestone, after which it will be to conquer the whole world.
An exciting area of growth is on the YouTube Kids platform, where animation studios and content specifically designed for children is also originating from Africa for a global audience.
We have a few standout kids content creators, right? We have a lot of kids content, but there are a few standout ones. There's Bino and Fino from Nigeria, there's Bongo Kids from Tanzania, there's Super Strikers and Jabu's Jungle and Jungle Beats from South Africa. You know, there's so many others, but just off the top of my head, those are the ones I can, you know, think of and name. I would love to see YouTube on the continent, in Africa, in Sub-Saharan Africa, in the next couple of years, have more viewers watching more locally relevant content and sharing more about African culture through that platform. The video explains in a second what you would use 1,000 words for. YouTube is a globally accessible platform that anybody anywhere that has internet connection and the app or web browser can get to. And we found people using that platform to discover, and we found people learning from that. And the only way Africa is going to teach people about itself and its culture is by making sure that its own voice is heard. And that's the direction I'm looking for us to go into.
The workshop saw rising stars from Africa meet with the company's top brass, as well as leading contributors with African connections, to share how to make the most of YouTube's opportunities.
My channel is all about beauty, lifestyle, hair, and my life, I suppose. And I started when I was at university. I was studying creative direction for fashion. And then from there, I wanted to do something that was more outside the curriculum of university and more personal and really had my own vision and my own drive behind it rather than what the university said. And that's just how I got started with it. I just started filming at home, different things that I really love doing, like my hair, and I put it out there.
Well, my channel is called E-Man's Blogs. I like to teach people about my culture, both my London culture and African culture, by mixing it together. So this can range from stuff with my dad on my channel, where he'll speak to me in Yoruba, and cute question and answer sessions, and then maybe me pranking him here and there and messing with him. And yeah, and then also stuff with Hollywood A-list actors as well, so yeah.
What we're seeing in Africa, we're seeing a huge growth in the number of creators. We've already got a number, we've got over 70 who've got over 100,000 subscribers to their channels, already building audiences from around the world, many of whom have now built businesses as small entrepreneurs in those markets. What we need to see now is help to put in place some of the developments around helping to grow the consumption locally for that content.
I think to describe the past 2 days at the YouTube space in London as amazing would in itself be amazingly understated. It's been fascinating, it's been exciting and highly enriching to find out what YouTube means to its global audience, its users and consumers, and to see how these roots are now reaching out to the African continent, and to see how YouTube is touching people's lives and in many instances changing their lives for the better.
Great job, Kat, and eye-opener. Hopefully that's lit some fires in you. Now, speaking of which, there are just 3 weeks now left until this year's Nedbank Cup final as SuperSport United take on Orlando Pirates, two wounded beasts in, I think, search of passion and pride. And it's not to be missed. From the last-minute goals to killing results, Nedbank Cup has never failed to keep the most passionate supporters at the edge of our seats. And to mark the 10th edition of the Cup, Nedbank have now introduced the Passion Playoffs, a Facebook Live knockout tournament where all of your favorite celebs and favorite passions, they come together for an action-packed tournament, and you get to be the winner.
For 10 years, the Nedbank Cup has produced soccer stars and memorable sporting moments. And to celebrate this achievement, Nedbank is hosting the Passion Playoffs, a fun and unique online competition.
Vanessa, it's the 10-year anniversary for the Nedbank Cup, but now you're also launching an online activation called the Passion Playoffs. Tell me more about this.
This is a digital activation, and that's really important. A digital activation, we take some beautiful people who are celebs in their own right, with their own passions. What it's all about is people's passion. and we just want to bring passion to the people so they can succeed.
The tournament has each celebrity representing a specific passion complete a mystery challenge in 10 minutes. The celeb who receives the most likes or hearts during the challenge will be the winner of the match. So, if you don't engage with your passion, it could be knocked out of the tournament. A unique tournament needs a unique referee, and who better than the multi-talented Somizi?
Somizi, you are the big boss, the head ref. How are you going to run this show?
For me, it's so much fun. I'm in a position to just have fun because one, I'm not nervous if I'm going to go through, if we're going to press the likes or if we're going to press the hearts. I am the most relaxed and the most, I'm in a great position.
And Desmond, as Nedbank, why is it so important for you to engage with the public and your clients this way?
We're a bank for all, and we've said to ourselves, how do we create something that allows everybody to express themselves and express their passions? And we've taken 8 people who've been able to take that passion and make it a daily living. And we want you to come on board as clients, as fans, and say, how can I learn from these people, and how can I back my passion by picking these 8 celebrities and learning from them as to how did they make their passion a success.
As with any big tournament, there was a live draw to determine who will battle it out in this exciting digital competition. Auto's Jacob Mashokwa will face off against Comedy's Donovan Goliath. Lucia Matiani, representing food, is facing Mihlali Ndamase, representing makeup. Exercise Queen Boititulo battles DIY King Yanes Vermeiden, and music's Mobi Dixon goes head-to-head with fashion's David Lale.
Guys, that seemed like a lot of fun, very exciting. What was that like for you?
It's my first draw, so of anything. So for me, to win control and the suspense, and it was beautiful. I enjoyed it.
So how do you determine the winners of each challenge?
It's simple. The people that have the power are the people that are engaging online, right? For instance, if cooking is going with makeup, and makeup is represented by a heart, and cooking is represented by a like. So if the hearts are more than the like, she wins and she goes through to the next round.
The power lies in the hands of all South Africans to see their passion through to the finals. And the winner, actually...
Ultimately, it's about the people out there, it's about the fans, and whichever passion wins, make sure that you are a winner by being part of Passion Playoffs.
Back your favorite passions and your favorite celebs, and you could join your celeb for a VIP experience at the Nedbank Cup Finals in Durban on the 24th of June. Now that's passion.
So now, possibly your ticket to those Nedbank Cup finals. We've got 2 of our amazing celebs here in our Passion Playoff. The gorgeous Mihlali Ndamase, of course, is representing makeup, and DJ Mobi Dixon representing music. Hey, no pressure, guys, representing your entire industry here. But let's see who you are pitted against. So, Mihlali, you're up against Lucia Mtiane, who's representing food, 2 very trending topics, certainly on Instagram at the moment. Mobi, you're up against David Tlale in fashion. Dude, come on, man. Mihlali, I'm going to start with you. How are you feeling about this challenge? I mean, do you feel the pressure of representing your entire industry?
Well, I'm excited. You know, it's tough competition because food and makeup are 2 big trends at the moment. But I'm very passionate about makeup, and a lot of people are. So I know my followers are going to back me up. We've got this.
You got this, man. I love it. How are you feeling, dude? I mean, you've been representing your art so proudly for such a long time, and you're up against someone else who has really become a figurehead for fashion in South Africa.
Wow, yeah, talk about pressure, yeah? But yeah, man, for me, it's just about having fun, enjoying it, you know, and just having fun, yeah.
I think all jokes aside, what an opportunity to open a gateway into your respective industries. Why this passion? Why are you saying that makeup is the passion to back in this celebrity challenge?
Well, you know what? I've been passionate about makeup since an extremely young age. I used to watch YouTube videos for the longest time. I even started my own YouTube channel recently. So I'm just excited to share something that women enjoy, something that empowers women, something that we can all relate to.
Yeah, I'm glad you said empower, because that is vitally important for women and young girls in South Africa at the moment. Music is a gateway to a brighter future for yourself. You own your own destiny in that sense. Why should people get behind your passion?
I think music is a part of our daily lives, you know. I mean, can you imagine life without music, you know? So I think people can really engage and see the process of how I actually make music and you know, like and put those hearts and really get behind me. Yeah.
Just put those hearts.
Click, click. So we obviously don't really know the challenges that you're in for. Have you been given any indication of what you're going to be doing? What challenges are you expecting, Mihlali?
I just know that I have 10 minutes to do makeup. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'm very nervous about that. But I mean, it's all about having fun and just engaging with people, so...
A deadline is a deadline, bro.
You know,
yeah, I mean, in your world, it's always driven by that pressure. Is this more pressure to perform, or does it feel like every day?
It's way more pressure. Because I mean, usually I can take like 10 months to do a song. Now I've got like 10 minutes. So it's really pressure.
You might discover a new technique, dude. You're suddenly going to start putting that kind of time pressure. Look, we're going to do a studio in 1 hour, and this is how it's going to work. Yeah. So when we look at this awesome lineup of celebrities, I've obviously mentioned your immediate competition. Who do you think is going to make it through to those finals? If you had to put yourself against anyone in there, who do you want to take down? I mean, look at these names. I love Donovan Goliath, but I've never seen him look like that. He's always smiling and looks so nice. Who do you think is going to go through to those finals? Who do you want to take on? Mihlali?
Oh my word. I think I would like to take on fashion. Because I mean, we go hand in hand, makeup and fashion. So it'd be a very interesting combo.
So you want me to lose to David?
Oh,
so you can be...
I was waiting for you to say, Mobi, man, I want to take this man down.
You know, makeup and music, it's a bit... Okay, we can take each other on.
Now that you've been knocked out of the competition, dude, if you were to stay, now you're still in it with a fight, man. Who would you like to take on in that mix there?
Wow. Seeing that I'm already up against fashion, because I mean music and fashion go so well together, I would say exercise, because I'm really passionate about exercise as well. So yeah, Boyti, see you in the finals.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. And I mean, music is how I get through my exercise, dude. That is absolutely awesome. One last call out to your fans, one sentence. Why should they back you and your passion?
You guys should back me because we love what we do.
I love that. Mobi?
You live music every day. Back me all the way. Live the music. Nedbank.
Boom. You managed to fit in a rhyme and a plug. A consummate pro, guys. Absolutely love you. Thank you so much for rising to this challenge, and good luck. I think you've earned some major fans today. And enjoy it. And hopefully you'll make it to the Nedbank Cup final as well as a nice little bonus. So guys, don't forget to show your support during all of the live Passion Playoff matches happening every Wednesday starting from tomorrow. All the info can be found on the official Nedbank Facebook page. So pick your passion, pick your celeb, show your support, because 8 fans are going to stand the chance of winning that VIP experience with their celeb at the Nedbank Cup in Durban, and make sure it's you.
minutes left on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Thank you for joining us. Now, let's quickly turn our attention to the tropical island of Treasure, Seychelles. And we have an interesting competition. All you have to do is head on over to their social media pages on Facebook and Twitter, and you have to end the slender twist. Now, today's twist, you want to tell us about that?
Yes, so that it starts off with this. The beach ball made it all the way to the top. But then you have to go about completing that sentence. For instance, it made it all the way to the top and then it disappeared. I couldn't see it anymore. And then I sipped on my hashtag slender twist and it was in my arms and it was there all the time.
Okay.
So something like that.
Maybe you can finish it better. Head on over to Tropica's Facebook page and Twitter page. Complete the hashtag slender twist and who knows, you could be a winner.
Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Be safe.
Bye.
Don't be Tiger Woods.
See you
Don't
tomorrow.
be Tiger Woods.
Another feel-good production.